up? Welcome back to the Section 10 Podcast, episode 492, presented by Underdog Fantasy. It is the home of your 57 and 53rd place Boston Red Sox. My name is Jared Carrabis, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Coley Mick, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Tyler Milliken, and he killed his dog Bullet, and you can't teach that. Bada boom. Realest guys in the room. Steve, how you doing?
Ooh, what up, Section 10 in the building?
In the mother fucking building. Presented by Blue Moon.
Suck one.
Produced by Jake Yazzie.
Fuck yeah.
Sox won the series, Jake. The Red Sox won the series. Big series, by the way. This is a potential deciding factor against the Seattle Mariners. It was a dogfight. It was a dogfight. We were exchanging blows. First round going to the Sox. Second round ruined my goddamn unobstructed views Red Sox alternate broadcast. Can we get a fucking win on one of those? Holy shit. We're 3-3, I think. That sucks. We gotta be better. We gotta be better on unobstructed views. But that set up the rubber match. That set up the rubber match for today. A day game. A Brian Bayo day game in which Rafael Devers, that's right, Raffy Big Scoops. Jake, one more time, please. As Rafael Devers walked it off for your Boston Red Sox. Big series, big game against the Seattle Mariners, who have one of the best pitching staffs in Major League Baseball. Maybe you've heard of it. Maybe you've seen George Kirby. Maybe you've seen Luis Castillo. Maybe you've seen Logan Gilbert. I don't know, the best that they have to offer and one of the best rotations, maybe the best rotation in the American League. And they kicked their ass. They kicked their ass in the series opener. Maybe they got their ass kicked in the middle one, but that's fine because today was all worth it for the Ketchup. Today was all worth it for the Ketchup. It's been a while. I think the last time we drizzled that Ketchup, we were all together in Tejas.
Not all of us, but yeah, a lot of us.
Coley was there in spirit. Actually, his big fucking head was there on a piece of cardboard. The rest of us all there in Tejas. That was the last time we drizzled that Ketchup. It's been a while. I didn't like this at all. I did not like how long we had to go in between Ketchup, but we have Ketchup tonight. We'll be drizzling. Just got the voice note from Will Fleming, and still no text from Kevin Youkilis. I mean, he might be on Ketchup probation. I went back and
looked.
Get
suspended?
If Kevin Youkilis does not vote for this Clark's Ketchup Series MVP, it will be the third time in the last 5 votings that he did not submit. And if that's the case, I mean, it's
not great.
It's not great. It's not great, Kevin Youkilis. Yes, Tyler, you're going to defend Kevin Youkilis because he won the 2007 World Series?
That's part of it. But as an alternative here, I haven't said anything.
I'm just getting ready for you to say something.
On Unobstructed Views, who did you do it with this past Tuesday?
Lenny DiNardo.
We don't include Lenny. Maybe Lenny can step in if Uke needs a breather when he's not, paying as close attention to the team. It might be a nice way to include him.
I like that idea.
Taking a step back. I just threw it out there.
Before you got here, because you were like 45 minutes late, we had a discussion about there is someone who used to vote for Clark's Ketchup Series MVP that has not submitted a vote this year. But wait a second. What, Tyler? What?
This person, I was around for when they were voting. These other people were not around when this person was voting.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Why was that relevant?
Coley?
Because let's not act like, hey, I was part of those days. I was there for that. I've experienced it.
Coley?
The finger was up. There's someone who abuses
Holy
the finger
shit.
system, Tyler. You're going to pretend like
my
I
apologies.
wasn't on all those votes too, fuckhead?
That's true.
Oh, damn it. You're right, Coley. You're right. I'm sorry. You were so right.
Yeah.
Why did he even bring that up? What did that have
He's
to do
a
with anything?
fuckhead, Steve. That's
In the name redacted days, it was me and T-Dog, and Coley was voting for Ketchup. Coley was a Ketchup voter. You know, this is what connects the bridge from Section 10 to name redacted to Section 10. Yeah, that's a great point by you, Coley. I mean, you were there. You were part of the panel that Alex Cora was part of.
Yep. I would get a call for Ketchup, and then I would be on the rest of the episode.
Yeah. We would get votes submitted, and I'd be like, all right, let's get Coley's vote. And then he would just stay on the phone for the next hour and 30 minutes.
We did 3-hour pods or an hour and a half with Coley on the phone.
Yeah. Like Coley would be like in the bathroom, like ducking out, just being like, yeah, I just got to take this. Sorry. And then he just does a full podcast from a phone call. Yeah, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to ask this former voter if he'd like to return. I'm just saying. You know, because we do have other avenues we can pursue. I think Lenny DiNardo is a great consideration.
Thank you.
I think Jonathan Papelbon is someone that would be excited to vote for the Ketchup. It's been discussed on Unobstructed Views. I brought it up with him, I think the second time that he came on. I can't just kick Kevin Youkilis off the panel. He needs to know first and foremost, like, hey, you know, like you keep calling out of work, you keep showing up late for work, you're going to get written up, you know?
This is warning level, right? Like this
is a warning.
I think I thought it was worse than the numbers you said. I was expecting it to be like 4 or 5 straight because every time the graphic goes up, it's just Uke and there's nothing next to his name. So where's the level for you, Jerry? That it's like, that's part of the text. Hey, just a heads up, talk with the boys and we're going to need some of these or else, you know, it's maybe a little time off.
I think, Steve, you and I both agreed after last Friday that we need to be doing more content at Fenway. I think it's more of an in-person sit down. Like,
yeah, true.
Because I think tone gets lost in text message. I don't need Kevin Youkilis to think that I'm reprimanding him.
If you text someone leaving
like,
early
hey, Kevin,
and you don't really mean it that bad.
Yeah. But I mean, he's got to know, hey, this is bigger than voting for the Hall of Fame.
Correct.
Is getting the opportunity to vote for Clark's Ketchup Series MVP. More people talk about Ketchup than they talk about Cooperstown, in my opinion.
I mean, what was the discussion when we were on the field on Friday? Everyone's coming up talking about Ketchup.
Ketchup.
It was literally all
Did
Ketchup.
anyone say a fucking thing about Rogers Hornsby? Did you hear that name once?
No, I was expecting to, but
not once.
I think Lou, the entire time we were talking to Lou, he was just like, I'm honored to vote for this Ketchup.
Yep.
I love voting early. Did he vote early? Or did he vote early this time? This
Not
would be
this
the
time.
one that he voted early, even though they're like tied in a deciding game.
The only person to vote without being asked for this Ketchup was Will Middlebrooks.
Okay.
Will loves
What's up,
it
Will?
too, which I respect. That.
Yeah.
Will is very passionate, and I think that he appreciates the shit out of having a vote. And I'm not saying that Kevin Youkilis doesn't appreciate having a vote. I'm just saying he's a busy guy. He's a family guy. Tom Brady, you know, like there's shit going on.
Yeah, we didn't even factor in Tom Brady. Yeah, true.
I mean, Bill Belichick, he's got a podcast with Underdog.
Former Montreal Expo Tom Brady might need a vote.
Listen, you know, he's got local ties. He lived here for almost 20 years.
Oh, man, I think he sold Daisuke the place.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if it's not that, you know, I'm not saying Kevin Youkilis doesn't care about having the vote. He's a busy guy. I get it. But 5 votes and you miss 3 of them. That's and then even like Will Middlebrooks, I believe, missed 1. I'm sorry, Steve. I'm just letting you get this in. Will Middlebrooks missed 1 vote, and he was very apologetic the next day and still submitted his vote. I mean, I don't know why he thought that the vote would count the next day. He's like, "Oh, I voted for someone." It's like, yeah, like you got to submit right after the game so we can we do the podcast after the game. Like he was upset that his vote didn't count the next morning. But He did submit it late. He's like, I would have voted for this, and I'm very sorry for missing. When Kevin misses, he just misses. That's it. Steve?
Yeah, I'm just trying to put the pieces together here. When we were at Texas Roadhouse, Kevin Youkilis was strangely on the TV after the Rangers post game. And at the time, we were like, what the hell is this all about?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a chance that he's slowly leaving Boston and becoming like a Texas guy for some reason? Just floating it out there. I think that with the fact that he's not submitting votes, a little bit weird.
It is a little sus.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little sus. What do you think, Tyler?
I'm starting to get to the point here where it feels wrong that we haven't talked about the situation he was in. 2-3 weeks ago now, where he diffused an assault. He was kind of a hero and stepped in. And when you're, having these kind of superhero-like duties, it feels wrong to, almost punish him for trying to save people, for trying to put people in a good place. And I could never do that to the 2007 World Series champion, Kevin Youkilis.
I came very close to suspending you there.
Did I say anything that was not true?
I struggle to find the connection. Yes, he saved people's lives. He saved my life in 2007.
How many people have you saved this year?
Probably thousands.
Can't confirm that.
Yes, you can. Like, how many people would have their days ruined if they didn't have their Section 10? Saving people.
You save them or you help them. Made their day better. You ever seen an old lady getting
them from
screamed at
having
and
a bad
stepped
day?
in?
I saved them from having a worse day than they would have had otherwise.
It's not uke level.
Well, uke level right now is not submitting votes. And I can't have it. So we're just going to have a conversation.
I just got to say something real quick because this is it's breaking news light. It's about something that we all saw last night. I think the Kenley Boys Up jerseys are Kenley's wife and his kids.
That's even cooler.
So I thought that could be the case.
Because Camila Cora just commented always up on a post we were tagged in. And I'm like, oh, it must be one of the promos we did. And it's like, no, it's Gianni? Is that her name? Jansen's wife? I don't know how to pronounce it. But yeah, they're all wearing Kenley Boys Up. These jerseys are incredible.
That's fucking awesome.
These jerseys are like, we need these jerseys.
Do you think he would adopt me?
I mean, at this point, you probably should. This is the first time I've ever seen like a name on the back of a home jersey and been like, that plays. Like, this totally plays.
Big plays.
All the other ones stink. These big time play.
So you just know that Kenley's kids are like walking around the house being like, Kenley Boys Up, never down.
never down. Yeah.
Never down. Like, how much pride do you feel, Coley?
I mean, it's wild. It's for sure wild. And shout out, not jumping ahead, but even tonight, the guy wanted to, like, his body was telling him we cannot pitch. And his mind said, yes, we can. And he got it out.
Yeah. Kenley was definitely on the mound being like, we're never down. We're never down.
I'm pretty sure that when Alex Cora came out, that's what he was saying in his ear. It was just simply that.
He's like, Kenley Boys are up. We're up.
That's it.
We're up. We're up. And Kenley was like, we're never down. We're never down, AC. And then he took the ball and he got the fucking outs. And he got out of the inning. You know?
He did.
That's Kenley Boy shit right there. If you haven't heard the Kenley Jansen interview, by the way, it was a bonus podcast we put out on Monday.
Yeah.
Monday. Yep. Kenley Jansen, Section 10 crossover, finally put the interview out. And I think it's I know that we haven't made the playoffs yet, but it's right up there with Kyle from Waltham. Like, in terms of just, here's a thing that was manufactured in the Section 10 lab, handed to a player, and then the player said, thank you so much. I'm going to make this my identity now. Like, it's happened a few times in the Section 10 universe.
Oh, yeah. Ice Horse.
The Ice Horses won. Kenley Boys, Kyle from Waltham. I think like Jumbo Dunk, Benny Buttcheeks was embraced. Like whenever Benny would hit a home run, and he would go to the end of the dugout, and Brock Holt and JD Martinez would just yell butt cheeks at him. Like there have been things that have been cooking on the podcast that have spilled over. I mean, even saying like Alex Cora, my manager, like the Red Sox social account takes that now. Like they're like our manager. Huh?
I said, oh, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And even like when like Cora will call me, I'll be like, AC, and he's like, what's up? It's your manager.
It's your manager.
Yeah. So
Big scoops with Raffy too.
Yep. Yeah, there's been a lot of like spill out, but I'm thinking like top 3 all time. I think Kenley Boys is already in there just because of how much Kenley has embraced it. Now his family is embracing it. We need to get that merch out like now.
It should have been out. Yeah, we got to get that out immediately.
Yeah.
I feel like the Kenley Boys stuff, and it's all credit to Coley. This is a Coley creation.
Yep.
It just makes me happy because like that, when the 10 was the 10, it was the phrases,
Mm-hmm.
it was the names, and so to me, it's like the MLB account acknowledging us again. Getting the names going again.
Has MLB
just cooking.
tweeted out Kenley Boys yet?
Not yet. That's been a layup. It's just been sitting there. They've tweeted out the Ketchup like 1,000 times. Credit to you, MLB. But Kenley has been doing Kenley Boy shit. Like there's been a lot of reasons to use the Kenley Boys. So hopefully,
I don't know how many times that like a Kenley highlight is getting tweeted from the main account of Major League Baseball though. Like when you 400
just
saves,
closing
yes.
the game. Just closing the game. Like Kenley Boys up, Red Sox win. That's a layup.
Yeah,
that's right there. He had the 6-out save. Like that's right there.
Yeah.
It wasn't as big for the 6-out save.
True, but like it was cooking. I mean, it's.
Did he post on Instagram after this game
right now.
yet? Did we know?
Oh, dude, that post is gonna have Kenley Boys up in the caption.
Did we tag him in anything? Because we'll certainly put that up.
Dude, anything we tag him in, he's posted immediately.
It's the best.
Yeah.
I mean, his last post is about the Kenley Boys.
Wait.
His last post is about the Kenley Boys. What?
Wait.
What?
Yeah, look at his IG story. Did he add Kenley Boys up, or did the Red Sox have Kenley Boys up in their post?
Where?
Let's see.
Oh yeah, because we were on the
Kenley Boys up.
Yeah, the Red Sox put Kenley Boys up in their IG story.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
There you go. I love that. Listen, we're past the trade deadline now. Kenley's here. He's staying. And it's a matter of just getting there. The Red Sox get there. We're talking live shows, T-Dog. We're talking merch, new merch. We're talking maybe taking a little trippy doos, depending on where the Sox are going. There's a lot riding on this fucking playoff run here.
Telling you.
Yeah.
Today mattered a lot, dude. Not jumping ahead, but
Today
needed
did
this
matter a
W.
lot. Yeah, today was a tiebreaker between us and Seattle.
Yeah, they got rid of 163 entirely. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's out.
It represented the trade deadline one too. Not to jump ahead, but Danny Jensen, Lucas Sims.
All right, well, stop jumping ahead then if you don't want to.
Yeah, not to jump ahead, just list things off.
Just noting them.
The MLB season is in full swing, and Underdog Fantasy wants to make it a lot more interesting. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Playing their pick'em game is as simple as selecting higher or lower on player stats, strikeouts, total bases, home runs, and so much more. Make entries of all baseball or mix and match across your other favorite sports. You can win up to 100 times your money, and it's a ton of fun. Jake is actually at the Underdog company retreat right now. Like they're doing like games and shit.
Games and shit. Belichick was here earlier. Fucking just chilling with the boys.
Belichick was there?
No, but
That was convincing.
Yeah,
Jake
I always fucking believed you.
Jake will always get you at that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Underdog couldn't pull that off, you know? Would love that. What are the odds? Jake, did you fucking see my tweet or not?
I don't think so. Oh, book Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I booked him.
Okay. All right.
He's been booked.
All right. I just want to make sure because from what I understand, he's a big baseball fan.
Yeah, no, he's pumped to come on.
All right. All right. Is that what he said?
Yeah, I said, want to come on? He said, pumped to come on.
Can you imagine a chat of two guys who just will never stop yapping? Jake Yazzie and Bill Belichick?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. The yapping bros. It's Jake's.
I think they're going to start a show that's like 5 hours each episode.
Yeah.
Yapping.
Talking about God knows what.
Just stupid stuff that no one wants to hear.
Yeah.
Yapping.
Yeah. Make sure you sign up with the promo code Jared. That's JARED to get up to $250 in bonus cash and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared. Big series win for the Sox.
Sox.
Big series win for the Sox. If they didn't win this one, now we are talking about a second half that just feels like a never-ending shithole.
The last 2 years.
Yeah, just straight into the second half being like, we are dog shit. Swept by the Dodgers. You fucking lose that game on Saturday to the Yankees that you absolutely should have won. Lose 2 out of 3 to them. Then you have this big, like, hey, we're not taking this shit anymore. Bam, score a ton of runs. And the series opener against Seattle, then you fucking get smoked, and then you lose a tight one. That would have been bad. But that's not what happened. This was a hard fought series against I don't want to call them a good. They're a good team, but they're not at the same time. It's weird to evaluate the Mariners.
They're kind of a mirror with
Haven't they always been this?
Pitching staff,
they've
worst
been this
offense.
for a long time.
Not to this extreme.
No, I know, but it's just the last handful of years, this is who the Mariners are.
Their
consistently.
identity has been like, we have good pitching and bad hitting, but this year it's been, we have the best pitching and the worst hitting.
Yeah, Julio's been like pretty terrible. I know he's hurt right now, but it hasn't been a good year for Julio.
No.
Maybe they'll have something when they get Julio, Rosarena and Big Dumper back to back. But even like Polanco, who's a guy a lot of Red Sox fans wanted to trade for, he hasn't been unbelievable. You know what I mean? Like it's just, nothing seems to work for them.
They can make any kind of moves. Yeah. It honestly, I said this on the Tied in the 8th, but it felt like Cal Raleigh came up every inning. Like it was, and they mentioned the Big Dumper thing every inning. I'm like, stop, enough of this guy. Like, and it's a double off the monster like every at bat. It's consistently, he does really well here. And then that's literally all he did all series. So glad that they're not going to face him anymore.
Yeah. T-Dog, you got any notes or what?
Oh, hold on. Let me share them.
Read all of them right now.
Yeah, read your notes, dude.
I already sent them. They're right to you.
I
got you, J-Dog.
Man. I had a lot of fun in this series opener. Where the fuck did you send them?
To your email.
Jared
Kravitz.
Jared Kravitz, butthole.net.
Thank you.
There. By the way, before we get into this, did you think there was any chance, T-Dog, that Nick Pivetta was going to get dealt?
I felt like after seeing the Yusei Kikuchi price, I was like, honestly, it might happen. Like to get a top 100-ish guy and Jake Bloss out there, I was like, wow, that feels like the kind of deal where you get those pieces back and you end up flipping them for a controllable starter. And it seems like they wanted that. It looks, Craig Breslow said it today on the Nesson broadcast. Like, we wanted a controllable piece. We just couldn't find it. I think that's just what it was. But ultimately, I think we saw with Craig Breslow, they kind of drew the line at that Chase Meidroth, Nick York kind of tier, Matthew Lugo, and they weren't going beyond that. And ultimately, if they were going to make a deal for a controllable starter, you were going beyond that. You were talking Christian Campbell. You were talking, that Luis Perales kind of area of the farm. And they didn't seem to want to do that. Unless
is that the clip that you sent me, Steve?
What's that?
Of Breslow talking?
I think it was really just his deadline answers. I don't know if it was specific, but good insight.
I think most fortunately we're able to accomplish what we set out to do.
Yeah, you stated kind of some of the needs that you wanted to us in Colorado. How satisfied are you with the acquisitions?
Yeah, I think anytime you can go to a deadline with a pretty clearly defined shopping list and walk out feeling like you accomplished it, I I think you feel good about it. I think this team has shown that they are more than capable. We're winning. We have our sights set pretty squarely on the playoffs and deserve some reinforcements. So I think the combination of what we were able to bring in over the last couple of days and some guys getting healthy positions us really well.
Can you talk about what Sims and Garcia bring for you guys?
Yeah, so our bullpen was identified as an area of need. Both bring a little bit different repertoires. Sims with pretty dominant breaking ball, a ton of swing and miss. Garcia has been a pretty consistent performer in this league for a really long time, and so I think what it does is it lengthens out our bullpen, both from kind of a workload and gives Alex more options at the back end.
Do you expect them both here tomorrow?
We're actually, as I was coming up, we're working through logistics, so I don't quite know what the timetable looks like for their reporting.
You had said a preference was to get controllable players, but other than Priester, most of these guys are rentals. What was the dynamic there in terms of the market and asking prices on guys that you could control longer?
Yeah, I wasn't alone in seeking controllable players. It turns out, I think, unsurprisingly, and a lot of what happens over the deadline is dictated by the opportunities in front of us. I think I was pretty clear that we didn't want to walk out of the deadline without addressing the bullpen, the rotation, and getting a right-handed bat. And our preference would have been to bring in controllable pieces, but in the event that those didn't exist, we needed to get rentals.
That's fair. I mean, so kind of like where I stand on this, I gave them like a C- as far as the deadline goes, but like I don't know that I would have wanted what an A looked like. Like I wasn't willing to part with any of the big three. Like the way that we look at the big three is like this is the core of the next championship Boston Red Sox team. And it sounded like the market looked at them as like, yeah, I guess we'll take them if you want this fucking, I guess, back end, like number 3 starter. And we're like, all right, fuck you then. What the fuck? Like for what it would have cost to get anything better than what we got, I wasn't willing to part with any of that. So it's like the quality of players and the players that you got, it was a C-, C, somewhere in that area type trade deadline. I don't think I would have wanted what an A trade deadline looked like. Coley?
During that 7 minutes where Roman Anthony was scratched despite the fact that he was never in the lineup anyway.
I almost died.
Was that Morosi?
Yes.
Yep.
What an ass. I mean, again, this guy.
What the hell?
I've got one of them.
That's maybe like jail. That's maybe jail time. Like you can't mess that up. Because who was it that then said he wasn't in? Immediately, it was like he's not in the lineup. But Castillo also quoted it and was like, "This is unrelated." I'm like, unrelated. So was he in the lineup or no? Like, what's going on?
But during that 7 minutes, I started going through a list, and I was like, "Who wouldn't I like break all of the electronics in my home over my knee if he was really just traded?" And I was like, if Detroit just gave us Skubal and Anthony's the big piece, I don't know that I'm furious. Now, I'm not advocating getting rid of Roman Anthony, but I did that exercise. And he was really the only name. Crochet, I would have ended it all. Any rental, I would have ended it all.
I would have ended it all.
Skubal, I think I would have been like, I hate to see him go, but that's a ballsy move from Craig. I wouldn't have been able to hate it.
Yeah. I suppose.
Dude,
and I think Skubal would
there for
definitely be the type of individual that would be like, all right, let's talk extension. Like I don't think he's saying, fuck this, I'm going to play out my contract and I'm going to free agency no matter what.
Right.
I think he's someone that's kind of just like, let me find a home, like I only got to like know him a little bit, but he does not seem like the type that if he were to get traded to be like, yeah, well, I'm going to complete the 2 years that I have left here and then smell you later.
Right.
So yeah, I guess I'm with you there. But that's one name that didn't get moved anyway.
Exactly.
And I didn't expect him to get moved either.
No, the Tigers aren't that stupid.
No. And the whole thing with like Garrett Crochet and like I'm not pitching in the playoffs unless I have an extension, like, miss me with that.
The Red Sox were sniffing there, though. They were sniffing. Like, getting Ken Rosenthal to tweet it out. Almost every national guy connected them to him at some point. Like that felt like something. I wonder if we get to the offseason and we hear that again, that they're back sniffing around there. Because I understand the playoff concern stuff. That was super weird and a weird move by his agent to put that out there. But if you're talking talent and what he's doing, he's leading the AL in FIP, and he has the best K per 9 in the MLB right now. Like, if you're just looking from a number standpoint, he's Chris Sale. I'm not saying he had the legacy Chris Sale was, but the numbers he's putting up this year, that's the stratosphere he's doing in Chicago.
I liked what Breslow was saying on the broadcast today about feeling like you might be close on a deal and then finding out you're miles apart, and then the reverse of feeling like you're not even close, and then all of a sudden you get a deal for a reliever that you felt like you really needed. That kind of insight is valuable, and I feel like it's overlooked by a lot of fans when it's just, oh, well, should have gotten this, should have gotten that. He seemed to give a pretty fair answer on, yeah, we checked in on some bigger names, but the controllable options were way too pricey. And that's something that you can revisit in the offseason. That doesn't have to be right now. Like, I remember we said it last episode, what were our feelings going to be? Like, predicting how we were going to feel about the deadline. And I think I kind of feel like how I thought I would, which is, okay, like, you made some bullpen additions that it feels like you needed. But again, you only need to pass the Royals. Like, if you want to satisfy the part of the fan base like us, and I think a lot of other people that want a playoff push and want your front office to care about that while also caring about the future, you didn't need to add that many pieces. Like, it wasn't like you needed to bring in a big name to get that done. The Royals have played the White Sox 6 of their last 12 games. Like, that's kind of skewed where the wild card standings are here. Cole, you're not wrong in saying that we split with the White Sox, but still, it's, I don't know. I didn't really have much of a problem. And it didn't seem like most of the logical Red Sox people on Twitter were that pissed either.
I think, like, you look at the Royals, right, and you kind of compare them and the Twins. Like, that's the stratosphere the Red Sox are in right now, right? And you go to the Royals, it's like Lucas Erceg, it's Hunter Harvey, Paul DeYoung, and Michael Lorenzen, right? Those were their 4 pieces. I think that's pretty similar to what you ended up doing there. I'd take James Paxton over Michael Lorenzen. I don't give a fuck what that ERA is. Check the FIP. It's well over 5. So it is what it is. The relievers, you want to make the case that Hunter Harvey's better than anything you got as a closer 8th inning man? Sure. Lucas Erceg, I actually would take him over the other 2 relievers. So I think that's where you start to draw some of those comps there. You know, like, those are who did the Twins end up getting? Was it Trevor Richards? Who's, a fine reliever, but, like, that's all they ended up pulling. It wasn't like they went out there and did something crazy.
No, I think they were the last team to make a deal in all of baseball.
And they needed a starter. Like, a lot of people would have made that case and they opted against it.
And honestly, this deadline matched what Passan was saying with the value gatherer thing. I feel like everyone was in value gatherer mode and not, like, swinging for the fences, which is kind of how it went.
I feel like the Padres were swinging for the fences a bit, but
yeah, they were. Yeah, I'll put them. They can be in that category. Maybe the Dodgers too.
I kind of respect. Yeah, but the Dodgers didn't pay any high prices. And there were a lot of people, no one on this show, but there were a lot of people who definitely owe me an apology when they were like, James Paxton was only DFA'd because they had no room for another starting pitcher, and then they went out and traded for a starting pitcher immediately to fill him. That's all I wanted to see with Pivetta. My mind immediately goes to how would the general public react if Heim had the exact same deadline? And I think people would have been furious if Heim came through with this deadline. Absolutely furious. Not even necessarily in terms of the guys given up, but just the returns. Like, they got a couple relievers. I think I only really like one of them, and it wasn't the one who pitched tonight. It's the one who's letting them wait till they get to Texas to join him. Which is an all-time power move.
That is.
But talking about those off-season deals, I do go to the Reds trade, and I'm just like, that's a pitcher, though 19. If he just continues pitching the rest of the season at the rate he's been pitching, you're talking about maybe a guy who's your 20th best prospect at that point. Now that's a secondary piece you can put behind one of that number 4 or 5 guy if you wanted to make a bigger move for a pitcher. My concern is they just drafted a shitload of pitchers. They're just like, these guys are expendable. And I was listening to the Sox prospect guys. They said with the like DSL guys and lower level guys, they definitely have their bucket they love and their bucket they're okay moving. You would have to assume Portes is one of those guys they were okay moving. For me, it goes back to those offseason conversations. He made a lot of calls with a lot of teams that still have things you think they'd be interested in this winter. I think that was great groundwork. I think the reason the Garcia trade happened at 6:03 is because they agreed to it at noon and were probably trying to get a larger package done up to the last minute. When they decided they couldn't, they just said, see you later. Portes is really the only prospect I was like, wouldn't have done that one. The rest of the guys, I mean, when they changed the rule this winter, Tyler, for the domestic reserve list,
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so you can only have so many guys in America at this point. And they traded mostly Rule 5 guys. I know there's like one or two who weren't. The rest
And
of those
signed
guys,
their whole draft class this year, which just came
right,
out.
yeah, signed all 20 guys. So they needed some space for sure. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more creativity. I know sitting here, it's so much easier to say that. That's where I was like, hey, you see these prices going right now. You can flip Pavetta for some stuff. And you don't even have to hold the stuff. You can immediately move that stuff for something else. That's something I would have preferred to have seen. But I do like the kid from Pittsburgh.
I think. Yeah, what did you guys think when Nick York popped up? Because I feel like we were trying to debate a couple weeks ago where the line is of the top guy they would actually get rid of. And I think Nick York came up in that discussion, and that ends up being where Breslow drew the line. Maybe he was willing to go a little more aggressive when these big names come up. But I'm not going to. The thing that I hate is like, I see someone like Quinn Priester. I immediately know that you guys know like everything about this guy. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to know everything about some dude on the Pirates that has a 6 ERA, which is fine to have this early in your career. But there is always that expectation. Like, oh, dude, Quinn Priester, like, come on, bro. You don't know about him? It's like, shut the hell up, first off. But secondly, it was tough because, you know, we interviewed Nick York. I'm like, I really like this dude. Like, this dude really could matter. And I saw a lot of people saying, oh, well, it's obviously the right time to trade him and he's doing well. It's like, yeah, he's doing well. That could mean he then could do well for you. So, of course, there's going to be some risk involved. Even when you have a million middle infielders, I understand that part of it. But, yeah, how did you guys feel when you saw his name pop up? Because that's probably the one that had the most shock value when you see the tweet.
I think when I saw Nick York's name, I expected to see
Paul Skeens.
Like I expected to see someone more major league ready on the return, I guess. So I didn't know a whole lot. I knew who Priester was because he was a first rounder. I didn't know much about him. And then I was talking to like one of his minor league teammates and getting more info on him. So like that's how I learned more about him. But really, for me, it was just like the name recognition from the draft and knowing that he was a pitcher. That was my knowledge of Priester at the time that I saw the tweet. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, after doing some digging, I'm like, all right, yeah, there's moldable talent here. I don't think it's like a complete waste of a trade where you're going to get someone that you can at least try to work into someone that can contribute at the big league level. Not something that you're like super excited about, but it's not something where you just throw it away either.
Oh, pretty excited.
It was my favorite move of the deadline, if I'm being honest. And Coley, not to steal your thunder, I think you said something similar as well. But I think when we talked about even during the Heim era, it was like, can you get these prospect for prospect kind of trades? Like, how are you going to go and take some of your middle infield depth and go get the pitchers that you weren't able to develop? And Breslow kind of reinforced a lot of that, saying, hey, this is a way to get some of that young pitching, right? And like you look at Quinn Priester and it's like, this guy was a top 100 prospect a year ago, top 60 on MLB Pipeline. He was on Baseball America the 2 seasons prior, and he's 23 years old. And like you go back to this offseason and it's like, oh, we had some excitement about Richard Fitz. Richard Fitz, he's 24 years old and he's at AAA this year. And I'm not trying to crap on the guy, but the ERA is almost 5. He's not looking like a starter. You look at what Quinn Priester's doing this year in 7 starts at AAA. It's a 3.21 ERA, 2.85 FIP. He's had a hard time making that jump to the big leagues. And that's why I think there's some similar shades to Vaughn Grissom in this deal, where you're getting a young guy who would be the youngest pitcher on the Red Sox staff right now, but he hasn't been able to make that jump. And maybe the comp to Grissom will scare some people, but there are things to grow to. Heavy ground ball guy, 55.5%. Avoids barrels, 91st percentile. So like these are the kind of traits that Craig Breslow loves and they like to reshape. Some of the things, you know, they fell in love with, like Tanner Houck. Well, cool. If we truly believe in this pitching infrastructure, you just went and grabbed an arm that hopefully, you know, who knows? It might be 24 days from now, because it's like the Nick Pivetta thing from 2020, where if you keep him down there for 3 more weeks, you're going to get another year of control on the guy. Maybe they say, hey, fuck it, we're going to throw you in the bullpen. If Paxton shits the bed and looks like crap, it's like, hey, we'll throw Priester in the back and let him kind of develop. But you've kind of fixed a hole you had in your system. And just like that, you have a top 100-esque prospect, and he's graduated, but that kind of talent who's going to be coming to the big leagues potentially in 3 weeks, or at the very least at the beginning of next year.
I don't think there's a shot he's not pitching, especially as you keep bringing up. No, I'm not saying that to knock you, but Houck has already pitched the most innings of his career. Like Cutter has been mediocre since it got warmer out. Hey,
the expectation is Priester's pitching this year, right? Or no?
Yeah,
is that I haven't seen?
I think it's 20, like Tyler was just saying, because I was gonna. Chris Hatfield tweeted out the second they traded for him. Priester is under team control through at least 29, but if he's optioned for 24 days, and that was July 29th, so 21 more days after today, he'd remain under team control for 2030 as well. So you get a whole extra year of control for a young pitcher.
August 22nd, that move's going down.
1,000%. Yeah, he'll be up here. I think he's going to start unless something horrible happens. And one thing those guys were talking about was he just has a natural feel for spin, which I can only imagine Andrew Bailey was like, give him fucking Anthony for this guy. We're all set. Like, I'll take him today.
I don't care that Anthony's not in the lineup. Say he's scratched.
Four-seamer gets smacked. Andrew Bailey's like, let's fucking go. He's never thrown it ever again.
Yeah, I love the process behind the move. Like I always tell people, the reason the Celtics got to Jaylen Brown was because they missed on James Young. They didn't throw out their process there. They stuck with it. Even if Priester doesn't become even a middle rotation back, if he's not a starter for you by 2026, I like the process because that process will lead you to other guys who will hit. And I'm not saying he won't. I just love the swing here. It's comfortably my favorite move of the deadline. Comfortably.
This is what I was told from a former teammate of his. He's exactly the type of pitcher you all would do great with. Good athlete and can really spin the ball. I think he will do really well with the opportunity. Quinn, really great sinker and gyro slider. Pirates love carrying fastball and sweeper. Spent a while trying to develop a four seam and sweep. Just never clicked, but I really think he would be great with the Sox. Has been up to 99 last year, topped at 97. Good days will sit 93 to 95.
And that's where he's been for most of this year. I saw some people arguing that on Twitter. Like, some people were pulling up the scouting reports like, well, he can get up to 97. Been closer to 93 this year, but who knows? You get him in the system, they're going to tweak him. That's going to be the good part about him being down for a couple weeks. Whatever plan they come up with will be whatever he's working with moving forward here. Right. But people look at the Pirates here and why they're able to trade something like this. It's the same reason why the Red Sox are able to trade York. The Pirates have pitching for fucking days right now. Whether you want to talk Skeens, Jones, Ortiz. Keller, Luis Ortiz, what he's doing down in Pittsburgh right now, they have arms coming out of the ass. And apparently, at least what the Sox prospect guys were saying, dude, the Pirates were like, Nick fucking York. You guys have Nick York right now. Wild. Like, we want fucking Nick York. So ship it.
How did that get in there?
Yeah.
What?
What the fuck?
A whole arm?
The arms.
If an
imagine
arm
if came out of your ass, you're like, honey, you would not believe what happened.
Yeah. I can see it. The fuck? Is that an arm coming out of your ass?
Middle of a meeting, arm came out of my ass.
Shaking hands would be so awkward.
Oh.
That'd
be weird. Imagine dapping up someone's ass arm. Yeah, that'd be weird, dude. How do you say this person's name?
Sims?
J. Hosty Nixon Garcia?
That is correct.
Justinson, I believe.
Yep.
Justinson?
Yeah.
Justinson.
You know his nickname?
Is he the dude with the nickname? No, he's the dude with the cool nickname, right?
Password.
Yeah, the password.
That's his nickname?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so many fucking letters in there. It would be like, you wouldn't be able to hack that guy's password.
It's pretty cool.
Justinson Garcia. This is from Hunter Knoll, who is on top of shit for Red Sox prospects. I love him. He fucking he'll text if a Red Sox prospect farts, I know about it. He'll text me. He lets me know everything. That's how I stay in the know.
Dude in high A, big fart.
Yeah. He's like, Nico Cavada's just fucking burp. It sounded like he's been drinking a lot of soda today. Justinson Garcia completes the trifecta and goes back to back with Mikey Romero and Miguel Blaze.
They sure did. So Mikey Romero
and this home run that Justinson just hit was 8,000 feet. It was
his brother's in the system too, right, Tyler?
I was about to say, yeah. They're both in there.
Shout out all of the minor league guys. Like me and Tyler come on here and we say our fucking idiot ramblings about the minors. There are so many guys. I do think like the Red Sox fan base is spoiled with how well our minor league system is covered. Because I ask other fans of other teams, like, hey, do you have an equivalent like this? They're like, no, we do not. Like, I don't think this exists for anyone else.
When I was 13, I thought everybody had this, and I would just type in like Pirates prospects, and I thought I was going to just get the same layout but different colors for every team. I was like, holy shit! Like we're the only people that have anything like this.
And it's been the same people the whole time.
The whole time.
It's been 20 years of just no turnover. Like, fucking Ian Cundall and Chris Hatfield and the boys just churning out Sox prospects coverage since, I don't know, 1970. I mean, what? Like, I've said this before, but the website has never changed. It's awesome. It's just it is a time machine back to, I don't even remember when I discovered it for the first time. It's definitely been close to 15 years.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say about 15.
Yeah. God bless SoxProspects.com. That's a great ad read for them.
Well, full ad read. I know they're still doing their like fundraising during the summer. So if you like those guys at all, if you want to support them at all, definitely go over to their website, donate a little bit of scratch.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, Coley. The Lucas Sims deal, I was very pleased with. I know. What?
I just said it was my least favorite deal.
Oh, right.
That's why it was funny.
I don't hate this deal at all.
I don't hate the deal at all. I think it was more just, I know Tyler hates the deal because he's a fucking nerd, but he, like, the numbers are that there's a lot of traffic. I know, like when you say it out loud, it's like, so he sucks? Like, no,
it's
not.
He gives up hits. He gives up hits and he walks guys, but he strikes out guys and he doesn't give up hard contact. And whatever traffic is on doesn't end up scoring. So it's a very imperfect reliever, but the things that he's good at, it's like, oh, is he just lucky? Well, no, like it's a skill to not give up hard contact.
For sure.
And I think if you're working with Andrew Bailey, I'm hoping if they can just limit the walks, if you're not giving up walks and you have the ability to punch guys out and you don't give up hard contact, well, guess what? That's a pretty good fucking reliever. And he's a rental. So it's not something that I'm like, man, we need to really fix Lucas Sims walk problems. It's like, yeah, just don't die. Just be
good for 2 months.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Just hang on, buddy.
I will say,
hang on, pal. That's what Breslo's saying. Yeah. Hang on, buddy.
They've already tweaked him. He's already not the same pitcher he once was.
He's got a 0 ERA with the Sox.
That's true, yeah.
True.
But he did walk the first batter he faced, though, right?
Yeah, because he wants to show you what he can do.
Yeah, he's like, this is how I do it. You know, like,
I walk him and I strand him.
Yeah, I put them on to make them feel like they have a chance, and then I just rip their fucking hearts out.
Yeah. Lucas Sims, he lets you feel like you got a chance, and then nope, not happening. You're not going to score.
Why'd you say that, Tyler? Why do you think that he's already different? What's different?
He was heavy sweeper four-seamer. That was it. And he implemented that cutter, which I know if you've kind of been paying attention to the trade deadline talk, he started using in June, and he's had a really hot month of July where the ERA and FIP have been in the mid-twos. Today, he didn't throw a single four-seamer. It was 8 pitches, but the fact that his cutter was being thrown as much as his sweeper, and the cutter is being labeled as this pitch everyone thought Andrew Bailey was going to lean in, boom. I think you're already seeing it. They're like, hey, that cutter, which labeled as a new pitch, he said he was throwing it a couple years ago and brought it back and was just kind of keeping it on the side. But now that he's leaning into it, I think, yeah, you are going to see a different version of him. Is it going to mean, the FIP is still like 4.8 for what it was? He needs to bring the walks down, but maybe this is part of that.
I think sometimes when a deadline is over, we break all the things down. It's like, all right, well, this is the post-game show. This is the after effect. Getting Lucas Sims had me super excited because it's like, all right, it's the guy you need, not like the exact guy you needed, but you needed relief help, and you got relief help. We have been terrorized these last few deadlines of like, are we going to do literally anything? Is anything going to happen? So when this then happens, I am excited. And the numbers, I know what you guys said, but it's like he basically has like a 2 ERA since the start of May. You're right, Tyler. He's probably going to throw the the fastball a lot less now being with the Red Sox. The two things that stuck out to me, Stats had tweeted this. He's got 10 meltdowns this year. That's obviously
more than
not
Weissert.
great. And I think that would lead the Red Sox. I think that would be ahead of Weissert. But the home road splits are crazy, like a 0.83 at home, a 7.90 on the road. I didn't really understand that with the Reds having a hitters-friendly park. But even today, having him come in and get that moment at Fenway when you're now going on the road, it's like, all right, got out of a jam, and that's a huge reason why they won. They lose that game, basically, if he gives up a run there. Understandable, he walks a guy, but get the fly out of Rosarena and get out of a bases-loaded jam. So that matters a lot, your first experience at Fenway. And like Jerry said, it's not, you don't have to be great forever. I mean, this is just be as good as you possibly can.
Be
for
Hansel
this.
Robles. That's all.
Be
we're
Hansel
asking.
Robles.
Yeah.
And he can just play his role. Lucas Sims he's the tease where he'll let you get on, but you're not going to score. If that's the case, then that's fine. I mean, obviously in some of these big games, we're now going to be sweating him out if he's walking guys. Dude, I mean, I don't want to jump ahead. I forget. I guess we're just on deadline. I forgot if we were on a game yet, but the late walks are just,
Number
I can't do
hitters, it. Like bad hitters.
Dude, it's never the good guys.
Especially
like they're
with
never walking the meat of the lineup. It's always 7, 8, 9 hitters in the 7, 8, and 9th inning. I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah. Good game though.
Good game. Oh, last thing real quick, and this is kind of obvious, but at a certain point, you just got to get the guys that aren't major leaguers out of your bullpen. Like that's what you did at the deadline. You got major league arms that then move non-major leaguers out. And
who are you trying to move
understandable.
Out? Who are you trying to move out?
The dudes that pitched in the Yankees game Saturday. I mean, Horn? Who else? Chase Anderson's already gone.
Johan Ramirez
So,
just got DFA'd.
Yeah.
You're just moving these guys
Option.
can't be coming into the games in those situations. So now you actually have whatever our thoughts are, and it's okay that they're mixed on these guys. Like at least they're major league pitchers that can pitch in those moments.
For me, they're not even Bridges the rest of the season. It's Bridges until the guys you're actually paying to do those jobs, like Slayton and Martin, get back.
Well, that's why
and Liam Hendricks.
Yeah, that's why I like where this situation is at, though, because in years past, when you were leaning on Hansel Robles, we're watching fucking Hansel Robles close out games in the 9th inning in September, and we're sweating balls terrified out of our mind. How are you going to get us to the finish line? Because the bullpen's so depleted, whether it was when Whitlock was hurt or he'd be down for a day, whatever it was. But now it's like, all right, well, you'll have Kenley, fingers crossed he shows up Friday and it's nothing serious, but him, Slayton, Martin, and then you start throwing these guys as your 7th inning options that you don't have to think too much about. Like, that's a really good spot to be in. Your bullpen should be one of the stronger ones in all of baseball when it comes down to, crunch time at the end of the year. And say what you will about the rotation, those innings are going to be important. You're going to be able to shorten a lot of these games in a way that most teams aren't going to be able to. And that does mean something. Will it mean a playoff spot? I can't tell you that. But compare where their bullpen is at to most other teams, especially, hey, if we kind of look at it in, James Paxton isn't exactly right in the rotation and Quinn Priester steps in, throw Paxton in the fucking bullpen. Go start trying to throw 96 from the left side and see where you go. You're going to have options. But there's going to be a lot of guys that get kicked down to AAA that, like Zach Kelly, potentially, that, we're pitching major innings even today.
Yeah. I mean, this gives you a great chance to make the playoffs, and that's kind of the point for this year and not messing up the future years.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that, especially with Costas coming back.
That's basically what Breslow said. He was just like, we feel like we did a good job of helping the 2024 Boston Red Sox without mortgaging the future or costing. I think he said like costing us future wins.
Right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, we actually care a little about this year's team.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take that W.
You picked a direction. You did buy. You went out there and you bought 7th inning relievers. Say what you will. You went and got Danny Jansen. Yeah, down year this year, but a guy who's been an above league average hitter the past 3 seasons. Whatever way you want to frame it, with above average power. That is what he is. And then, yeah, you got James Paxton, who's a back end guy, like Michael Lorenzen, that can go and fit. But I think you also got to give credit to Breslow for recognizing the assets he had in the Rule 5 guys, that they weren't all going to be able to fit. Hey, I'm going to fucking offload these guys and go get the things I need. Nick York, Edison Paulino, Ryan Zephyr-John, Nico Cavadas, Matthew Lugo. That's been a problem during the Heim era where you weren't turning some of those assets into pieces. Like, these guys weren't going to stick around. Shane Drohan, that's not a piece. Ryan Fernandez, you need to do something with some of these guys instead of them just taking off on you. And listen, they don't all turn into something crazy. Thad Ward, you're getting something for these pieces for guys that weren't going to be here. Like, that's just the reality. They weren't going to fit into your future plans. You have better options moving forward.
I think the Jansen trade is the exact one people would be skewering Heim for. Like, even if I'm fine with the moves, because I don't think I've heard it anywhere else too. All I heard was they were going to look for a right-handed bat and probably a second baseman. They didn't get that. If Connor Wong starts playing second base, I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't see that. The whole reason you get Jansen is to give Connor Wong a breather and not have to punt the number 8 hitter every night. That's why you got Jansen. I'm glad Jansen caught tonight because I was starting to get worried he was the right-handed bat. I no longer can say that. What I will say, and I don't think people realize this yet, they're going to give Vaughn Grissom another chance for sure. Mm-hmm. And I'm fine with that. I'm completely fine with that. But I think if it came out that they didn't get a right-handed bat because the price was probably too much for like Luis Rengifo, like that's where it's like, don't overpay for that. We already have Vaughn. Like, it sucked at the beginning. Yoshida sucked at the beginning of the season. Now he's our second best player. Like, you got to give these guys some time sometimes.
Dude, I think Romy Gonzalez, like, if you want to get some innings there, and he's been splitting obviously innings with Dom Smith, but this is part of what Breslow was saying. I think Casas, the timeline jumping like it did. You went from Sean McAdams saying they were looking at September to like, hey, he's probably going to need a week down there, like August 10th, worst case. Like, Dom Smith, what he's doing, like, the way Breslow talked about him wasn't like a guy who's going to get DFA'd the day Casas comes back and they're going to go tell him to fuck off. He has a 900 OPS this month. Like, that guy has shown up and he's hitting the ball off the monster like you would hope from a left-handed hitter. So I do think the calculus changed for them a little bit there. And the Connor Wong stuff, that does interest me because I don't feel like they're actually going to be plugging him at second or first more than like once every 2 weeks or something. But Nick Sogard, who's now up, I love that he's getting an opportunity because I think he has Brock Holt vibes. I really do. A guy who will go out there and not, blow your mind or anything like that. Whoa, really good at bats.
I thought something else was coming right there.
Like what?
Well, Brock Holt did blow my mind. The dude had the home run record until Judge broke it.
Fair point.
And he hit for the cycle in the playoffs.
In the postseason.
Yeah, there's literally no one else, Tyler. I know you were probably too young at the time, but no one else has done that ever in baseball history.
Ever.
But those are the guys you're going to see. It's going to be Sogard, Chase Mydroth. If Sogard maybe doesn't catch on like he needs to and doesn't do much, you're going to have some options you rotate there. Valdez could even get another shot.
One last part about the Jansen trade, and then we can get off it. I understand you can't predict what the market's going to do when you're making a move like that, especially a few days early. You just go get the player. I get all that. I think Paulino specifically, as we saw, A, with what the Tigers ended up doing, and B, with what the Marlins were doing, could have been maybe the one piece in a trade with one of them for another type of player. I still think you can get Danny Jansen as well. But I mean, what the Tigers accepted for Flaherty was swill, genuine swill.
That's weird, though. That's a weird situation.
But these teams, they're stupid fucking teams. The White Sox, stupid fucking team. The Tigers, stupid fucking team. The Marlins, historically stupid. Like, these are the types of teams will do dumb shit like that. You also, like the Dodgers, I'm not even letting them off the hook. They kind of paid for the Cardinals to get Eric Fetty. That was a stupid fucking move. Like, they had an overall good deadline.
I was waiting for you to bring that up, like the fact that he kind of went for nothing.
Insane. That was insane. It wasn't for nothing. The Dodgers were like, don't worry, we'd rather have Tommy Edman for some unknown reason.
Yeah.
Like, very strange fucking move. It got to the point where, like, when you see Flaherty get traded for that little, when you see he got signed for not that much, I know he had a bad year last year. I just don't know if the Red Sox like his stuff based on the fact that he went for nothing.
Well, they were apparently in on him, right? Like, the Red Sox were one of the teams being connected, and for a rental like that, you were going to pay a price. Like, still, the big piece they gave up in that deal, he's going to be on the top 100 for Baseball America. At least that's what they're writing.
As a first baseman, like, they got traded as a catcher first baseman. He's never going to catch. Like, that's another reason why the Tigers are so fucking stupid. You took a first baseman, 1-1 overall. You can't even play him.
I think the Tigers got caught in the point where it seemingly they had agreed to the details with the Yankees. And then when the Yankees backed out, they were like, fuck, we're at the end here. So, maybe you argue, could the Red Sox have stepped in there and did something? But if you're talking fringe 100 guy, like that's what the comp is, or guy who's going to be on the top 100, Christian Campbell's 99 on the top 100 right now.
Yeah, he's going to jump. Even the pipeline guys have talked about him recently. Like, he should be much higher. Like,
Keith Law has him top 60.
Right.
If you're going to go that way. But like, if you're just going, in terms of tiers or where guys are at, like if that was even the conversation or something along those lines, I wasn't bending for him.
Steve,
real quick, folks. if we could all just give our grades of the deadline. I feel like that would be a good old graphic for our guy Corey.
I said C-.
You said C-, Tout?
I'm going to go B-.
Damn it.
Sorry.
Cool.
I mean, I'm right there with Jared. C-.
I got B- too. Jake?
I'll go B. I was going to go B-, but I don't want to be a loser.
All right. The losers have B-. Everybody else is in their own lane. All right.
What deal? So you look at the Flaherty deal. Coley, that's the one you felt like I wanted that. Jared,
Not
you wanted it. Eric said he.
That's
no,
where
I wanted Flaherty. I wanted Flaherty,
but I also would have swapped him out with Pivetta. Like, that's what I'd been alluding to for weeks leading up, was like, swap out Pivetta. And that's where, again, I know it's a hectic day. I know you can't be on top of everything. You can't see everything that's happening. But when you start to see certain teams like Tampa was just getting rid of guys, both Florida
They did an
teams
amazing job.
were just getting rid of guys. They were just like fucking the Marlins were, they traded 9 major league players. And we could have got Bellozo up here. We would have all loved that. That would have been just
You see
funny.
the price Trevor Rogers went for? It's like, holy fuck, dude. What are we doing here?
But other moves weren't necessarily as like, oh, we fucking killed it. They did a good job with the Yankees too. That was another guy who was going to be a fringe top 100 guy, it sounds like, at the update. But when you see teams start selling, and I'm sure they checked in with these teams, of course, I'm not saying they didn't, but when you're watching it, it's just like, it feels like there's something that could happen here. And they just didn't. And obviously, I think to Dom Smith's point, Josh Bell went for pennies, like literal pennies in a sofa. And I think they looked at it and was like, Casas is close and Dom Smith's kind of as good right now as Josh Bell, even if he's not a switch hitter. There's no point for us to do this.
It was a new sofa, though. So
sure.
There is that.
I'll add Massa in too, and we'll touch on that. But what he's doing this month as well, I think, has to factor in. The Zach Eflin one was one that also stuck out to me. That wasn't ridiculous. I think the Orioles gave their 13th and 18th prospect. Now that is the number 1 in all of baseball, but that's a guy we know the Red Sox front office was interested in and was cost controlled. Right. Garcia from the Blue Jays going to the Mariners. That wasn't a crazy relief price. I think if you were looking for something along the lines of what you gave up there, that would have been another one. And Mark Leiter with the Cubs going to the Yankees. Under the metrics underneath, he looks like a guy who's a lot better than what the ERA is. I'd kind of call him the reverse Lucas Sims. Like, he seems like someone who's going to pitch way above what people view him as once he gets there.
He gave up runs tonight. Yeah, that does sound like a Yankee fan. That's a good point, Steve.
Oh, he gave up runs tonight?
Yes, it was bad immediately for the Yankees.
Oh, nice. Our guy was good immediately. There we go. But if you dig underneath, though, Coley, it's going to go bad.
Yeah,
real soon, apparently.
2.11 FIP this year. He's rocking a 4.21 ERA, striking out 13 per 9. It's like,
yeah,
that feels like
he misses bats for sure.
I just like that kind of profile because you can kind of look at it there and say, all right, this is someone who it's not a free agent until 2027. He'll be pitching innings, and helping you out for the years ahead too. And they didn't give up much.
No, I mean, there were a lot. I mean, there's always going to be deals like that. And like what we gave up for Garcia was nothing. Like, I was shocked that when they said it was 4 players, I was like, oh, this is going to be swill. And it largely was, though. RIP Nico Cavadas.
Yeah.
Who wasn't even ranked in the top 60 at this point, despite, to his credit, owning AAA.
Leading the Woo Sox in home runs this year.
Yeah.
Just can't hit lefties.
Just barely above.
Fuck him up.
Bobby Dahlbeck. Bobby Dahlbeck.
But yeah, I'm happy York's going to be able to play. He was never going to play here, and that part's obvious.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like the Pirates are going to bring him up like fairly soon if they already haven't.
Everyone we interviewed down in Portland, or up in Portland, I guess, immediately had that, like, we can't wait to play in the bigs, can't wait to play in the bigs. Nick York, I think, had a little more of a, like, giving off the vibe of, like, I want to play tomorrow in the majors. Wow. And so now it's like, okay, you're going to play in Pittsburgh. I'm genuinely happy for him because, he's been in the system for a while. This is the 4th year, right, in the system?
He had 700.
So, and I know he got drafted when he was like 8 years old, but still, it's credit to him for going to AAA, immediately playing well, and now having a chance to make it in the majors.
He had 700 AA at bats, which is outrageous. Like, he was
and
there
they were
for
the most,
so long. Yeah, he wasn't
most
great.
Mediocre numbers in the entire world, changing his batting stance every 2 weeks to something while trying to figure out the swing. But if you remember 2021, Nick York, and how we posted those videos on social media, bro, he was getting Dustin Pedroia comps on the timeline regularly. That's how much people loved his hit tool. People thought it might have been the best one in the minors. He was a top 50 guy at the time.
Best of luck to him.
Yeah.
Got to
Also,
talk to him.
Section 10 alum.
Yesterday,
Tough look
day
when you
before.
look at Nick York, and the reason he was taken under slot was to get Blaze Jordan, which no disrespect to Blaze Jordan.
Oh,
but
fuck.
It's
was
just
that?
You literally just
disrespecting
disrespected
everybody.
him.
what do you want me to
Tyler's
say?
been disrespecting a lot of people today.
Disrespecting Blaze.
Unbelievable.
Literally, Tyler, the only reason why we have this podcast is because Blaze said we could.
Exactly.
If he doesn't, if Blaze doesn't bless it, then we're still doing name redacted right now. Think about
The
that.
two things you always got to watch out with Tyler are not to disrespect him or not to crap on him. That's one of his go. If he says not to crap
Not to
on him,
crap on the guy.
that guy is about to get crapped on so hard.
And does he suck? Hey, you know,
I didn't say anything.
Is he the worst player ever? Who am I to say? He is, by the way.
All I'm
He's swinging
saying-
like this over there.
This moron thought this was going to work. Good riddance. Have fun in Pittsburgh.
I mean, we're talking
I got love
about a
for
guy
Yorkie.
who still was rocking an over 800 OPS until he broke his fucking finger. And yeah,
Yeah.
his numbers have dipped since then, asshole. You were talking all night on the timeline. Mikey
That was
Ramiro's healthy, and then you turn around and you shit on an injured player. Fuck
That's right.
you.
yeah,
Well,
fuck
I'm not,
craps on him.
he's healthy. He's playing. And listen, I love Blaze Jordan,
Not
the
to
guy.
crap on the guy.
Doesn't
but-
sound like it.
All I'm saying
Not
is,
to open his mouth and take a cartoonishly violent diarrhea dump down his throat.
first base. He's a first base profile. What the fuck is Blaze Jordan doing then if he's a first base profile with a sub 700 OPS?
Wow.
Broke his hand.
Not to crap on him.
And hey, he's playing baseball. He's healthy.
Yeah, he's doing
He's
it for the
all right.
team. He's doing it for the team.
Yeah, he's out there. He's out there for the boys. For the
I like
love of the
Blaze.
team. This is why he's out there.
Good guy.
Not to crap on the guy.
No.
I seem to remember another guy who was drafted as a third baseman, now plays first base, that you fucking blow every chance you get, and Tristan Casas.
Don't ever compare Blaze Jordan to Tristan Casas, please. Let's be respectful here.
Which one has a home run derby title? You're coming all over about Roman Anthony's one. Now we're saying some count and some don't.
Casas will get his in the big leagues.
I've
I'm
got you
not
in
too
a
concerned.
box.
What box? Tristan
I've
Casas
got
versus
you in a
Blaze Jordan.
box.
Where will you please?
I don't
Got
know
you
if
in a
you
box,
realize,
brother.
dude.
Do you notice the box you're in
You're
front
in a
of?
box
Blaze
right now.
fucking Jordan. I like Blaze. I don't want him
Look
to
around
hear
you.
this.
You're in a box, dude.
No, not to crap on the guy.
Nothing I said was incorrect.
Can't hear
a
you
crap
due to
on
the
him.
box.
Yeah. Can't hear you inside that box, dude. Red Sox win 14-7.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, well, you're
baby.
absolutely struck out looking too. What a
Andy Fletcher, the GOAT. Thank you for that, my man.
horrible umpiring.
I mean,
Consider
yeah, it
first
came
and
back
third
around
game.
the very next night.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of the umps, man. We talk about it a lot, but a couple of the calls today in the finale, not jumping ahead here though, but it's like, come on, brother. You haven't been calling that all night. That high, like, fastball. It's like, no, that's not a strike. And then he called it on Devers to get 0-2. That changed that whole dynamic there.
Yeah, some beers can say that they're brewed for baseball,
Mm-hmm.
but only Blue Moon is brewed by baseball. And beer and baseball, they just go together, and no beer goes better than the one that was literally born in a ballpark. Blue Moon was created at Coors Field in Denver, Colorado, and it's the natural choice for opening day and all season long. Tyler, how many Blue Moons are you gonna have this weekend, brother?
I'm going to have at least 10 to 15 in one setting.
That's I mean, I guess it depends on your tolerance, but
I'm a big guy.
What is he doing? What are you doing?
yeah, what is that?
Nothing. I'm drinking something.
I mean, this guy, he's got.
I don't do free sponsors here. You got to pay if you want that.
At its core, I think his intentions were good.
Yeah.
Not to crap on him. I think.
Yeah, not
his
to
intentions
crap
were
on
good.
this idiot, but from its refreshing flavor with Valencia orange peel for a subtle sweetness and hints of coriander, Blue Moon Belgian style wheat ale is a one-of-a-kind beer that's made brighter. It's carefully crafted and full-flavored with refreshing notes and a smooth, creamy finish. Blue Moon is brewed by baseball to give you a dose of nostalgia and get you excited for the new season. Why strike out with the same old beer when you can get something that is one of a kind? Its bold flavor, bright explosion of color, and iconic orange slice ritual guarantees a one-of-a-kind beer experience that is perfect for spring weather. Best served with its signature orange garnish to showcase its beautiful hazy color. A beer this good only comes around once in a blue moon, but you can enjoy it all season long. Bring the ballpark to you with Blue Moon Belgian-style wheat ale. It's a one-of-a-kind every time. Get Blue Moon delivered by visiting get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared to see your delivery options. That is get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. Blue Moon, made brighter, celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. By the way, Section 10 boys on Unobstructed Views next week.
Let's go, baby.
It's up. It's up next week. Sarah Perlman Mancini returning. Section 10 boys on the desk. And it's a big game. It's the Royals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just already laughing because she's going to learn about 1,000 Section 10 things.
Well,
at
she
once.
said she listens. I mean, like, she's a new listener, but she's been listening to like the last few episodes in preparation for the first Unobstructed Views. And now knowing that you guys are going to be there, she is more than likely listening right now. So hello.
What's up?
To Sarah
Hello.
Perlman Mancini, who will be co-hosting Unobstructed Views, Red Sox baseball. What?
Do we have a
Tyler
cage
put his
update?
finger up.
Huh?
No.
Do we have a cage update?
I'll ask.
Well,
Thank
if
you.
not, we're gonna get a box and put you in it. Like
Yeah.
this right now.
Box
Cody's
time.
shaking it. I'm spazzing
I
on
mean,
it.
just putting a big like refrigerator box over him.
Yeah. Tyler's in a box right now. Yeah. So that's fun. People keep asking, when are the Section 10 guys going to be back on? I'm like, I don't know.
Jay Stu is demanding it.
Every week.
Frothing at the mouth.
My God.
Every week.
Stu.
He's like, put them on. But I'm pretty sure if there's only 5 left, you guys will be on at least 3 of them now. So
Sounds good.
be a lot of Section 10. And not to jump ahead here, but I was told who one of the hosts is going to be in September. I'm just saying, but people are going to be very excited about that one. So I'm saving that for another Section 10 appearance for this host as well. That's going to be, I feel like that's going to be the combo that people are like, this is the secret sauce right there. I think it's for the culture. People are going to be excited about that one. Not going to say. Who do you think it is, T-Dog?
I don't want to say it because I know I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
I do. But if
I
I
was
say
just
it,
seeing
I'm
if
just
you were dumb
nice
enough
like
to say
that.
it.
I know I'm getting.
do you want me to say it?
No. I was literally just seeing if you were dumb enough to say it, is what I just said.
Nope.
So you passed the test.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Salute.
Is there anything you guys want to talk about for the first couple of games here? I mean, I think that you know, Pivetta giving up a couple bombs. It was a Pivetta start. No, he pitches into the 7th, 6 hits, 3 earned, 10 Ks.
Third
Only
time
1 walk, gives up a couple bombs. Like, that's fucking Nicky P, baby. I'm gonna give up some bombs, but I'm gonna punch dudes out. Like that's
it.
That's it. That's Nicky P baseball for me. I respect the hell out of it.
When he put his glove on his head and was like, "Oh no," it's like, Nick, you know, you're the one throwing these pitches. Like you always have these starts. That's what you do. And it was fine. By the way, it wasn't like the Bayo one where we had like no real good feelings coming out of it when that was another blowout for one of your alt casts where then he gave up the bomb and then didn't get through the inning and it was like 5 earned. Like for Nick, how many 3 earned in this?
Mm-hmm.
3 earned. 3 earned.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
I'm
That's
happy
a start
with that.
you'll take every single time. 6 2/3, 3 earned, 10 strikeouts.
Got 2 outs in the 7th. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's all you need.
It was a Rosarena and Raleigh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the only guys that can hit home runs on the
That
team.
doesn't count. That
Scheduled
doesn't count.
dingers, like those were going to happen regardless.
I'm shocked Justin Turner did not homer in this series.
I'm not. He can't home
I
run
know.
anymore. He's an old man.
No, Coley.
No, that is
come
the
on,
one
man.
thing he really can't do at this point.
Coley,
I
come
agree
on.
with Coley.
He got a soft ground
come on,
ball
Coley.
today, and he almost collapsed.
Yeah, but it's Fenway.
Not jumping ahead.
Like,
Fenway's
Yeah.
tough on grounders. It's true.
Come on. Justin
man.
Turner, he's not having a good year, but he still can hit lefties. Like, you didn't think he could hit a home run off Paxton?
Paxton.
Why'd you say
Paxton?
James Paxton like that?
All right,
Well,
Paxton's-
why'd you have to say James Paxton?
Because he's a lefty,
Dog shit.
and he's the only lefty we have on the team.
Couple of olds. Old going up against old.
yeah.
You could have said Bailey Horn or Brennan Bernardino.
Who the
or-
fuck is Bailey Horn?
Don't disrespect Bailey Horn like that.
You know what I mean?
No, Bernardino would have upset me so much more than Paxton.
Yeah.
I
Well,
know
Bernardino's
Paxton's
been struggling a little bit.
He has, but I'm waiting for him to turn it around. Paxton's just kind of a hot pack of ass no matter what.
Yeah.
Unless he
Hell
faces
yeah.
the Red Sox.
Yeah.
JT,
Packet for Andy Fletcher.
2 homers in his last 63 games.
Say that again?
2 homers for Turner in his last 63 games.
It's not 0, Steve, is it?
Nope.
Okay.
215 at bats. 2 of them were homers.
What is that, a 5-homer pace?
Yeah. That
It's
isn't
not
the most Tyler. I'm pretty sure that's a 5-homer pace.
Yeah. Not to shit on the guy, but it
No,
isn't-
not to crap on him, but I think he
Yeah.
wants more than 5 homers this year.
Yeah.
No, I'll crap. He's
Yeah.
thrilled we didn't trade for him.
And hey,
Uh,
and hey, 5 home runs, that's more than I could hit in the big league. So, not to
I
crap
hate
on the
you
guy.
guys.
way
I
more
don't
than I had in
sound like
the
that.
underdog home run derby, the Dinger Derby.
Oh, yeah. 5 times as many, in fact.
Not to crap on the people who organized, but it was very hot that day.
I was sick.
I was not feeling well.
You made me sick. Watching you try to home run.
I do got to say, Jerry, with game 1, yeah, that is something. Logan Gilbert, better man than me. My goodness, I
Why?
would have been losing my
Why not?
mind when I got
Yeah.
pulled after that isn't called strike 3. That was like the perfect 2-strike pitch. He dots it there, and I'm like, oof, like great pitch. Like, why is no one moving? No one's ball. That's a ball. The fact that the Red Sox score 7 runs after that is it's crazy. Like that.
Brutal.
That's what happens to us. Like that happens to us all the time. So at least it was the other way around. But credit to Willie Abreu. That I think that's the at bat of the year for me. I mean that sets the tone for the series and allows you to win the series on Wednesday. 12 pitch at bat, fouling off pitch after pitch. At that point, obviously it favors the batter. But yeah, to put those runs up, and everybody got in on it. Obviously, Yoshida hits the bomb. I think Dom was peppering the monster. Like everyone's running around. He didn't even look at the ump walking off the mound. I mean, he seems like a mild-mannered guy, but if you're ever gonna curse an ump out, that was surely the time.
Willier's really starting to, get right back to where he was before the injury as well. It's a 900 OPS since the All-Star break, 1,000 OPS in his last 15 games, 1,100 in his last 7. He's now 4th in Rookie of the Year F4 rankings. So he's climbing up that list now and pulling himself into that conversation. And I think one play that did get a little, maybe not enough love, was right before the Wilyer Abreu at bat. Jaron Duran's ball back to the mound. Hey, full speed, Jaron Duran as always. Typical, inning-ending double play. He beats that out. That's the kind of stuff that opens those opportunities for you. So credit to him too.
I think he's got 2 double plays all year, and I can't even believe it's 2.
I think they've happened very recently as well. It's been like the last 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, it's wild. That's
Playing
the stuff,
every
like,
night.
obviously, when you have a guy that fast, it's great to have the triples and see Tyler's nipples and all that, but those are the plays where you kind of benefit the most from a guy that can fly. It keeps the inning alive, and obviously allows you to have that at-bat by Abreu. This is a fun inning. I mean, it had been a while, man. It had been a while since we were like, woo, everyone's running around. This is sick. So if it takes the ump, messing up a strike 3 call, then fine. We'll obviously take it.
Wong was like, enough. Nick's gonna
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I saw people saying why is he stealing third? It's like, well, we got 7 free runs. Like when is enough for free runs? I think 7 feels about right. The Mariners are obviously not coming back at that point.
No.
Goodbye, Trey Wingenter.
Oh,
His farewell song.
Who?
Yeah,
the asshole.
fair point. He was DFA'd. Oh, and I'm the disrespectful one. You
Red
can't
Sox
acknowledge
win
a guy who served the
14-7.
Red Sox.
I mean, he
Big
was
win for the
bad
Sox.
both
Big win.
times he pitched.
Yep, big win for
Not
the Sox.
disagreeing.
Much needed outpouring of runs. Game 2, James Paxton makes his re-debut with the Boston Red Sox going up against Luis Castillo. I kind of figured that Castillo was going to shove a little bit, being that the Red Sox got to him the first time that we saw him back in, what was that, March? It wasn't even fucking April yet when we played the Mariners. Paxton, 4 1/3, 6 hits, 3 earned. 6 runs, though. 5 strikeouts, walked a guy, gave up a home run. How'd you feel about the fastball velocity, T-Dog?
It wasn't up to 96 like we saw against the Red Sox, topped out at 94.4. So, right in that ballpark. But I think what you look at is
the defense failed him.
The defense failed him, and he was leading the NL in walks. Like, that was a major part of what was going wrong. He walked 1 guy and he struck out 5. This is a guy who had a 6K per 9 going into this start. So he was missing bats. He wasn't walking guys, and it should have been 5 innings and 2 earned if the defense just does its job.
But even at stats pointed it out, it was still a winnable game in the second. He was like, the fastball's been home run, double, single, I think, at that point. So I don't know that I can give him 2 runs over 5 innings just because 1 inning went awry.
He would have had it if they actually just converted the out. He got the ball.
Oh, no, you're right. No, you're right. I was doing
in the 5th inning. It was there. So that's where I'm not telling you James Paxton's like, first 15 starts of 2023, James Paxton. But if they just play normal defense, it's 5 innings, 2 earned. And I'm not, you don't go nuts over that. But if I told you James Paxton did that, you'd be like, hey, I'm thrilled. That's a back end starter. And if he's working on the things that have been the problem for him this year, and like you said, the fastball location, when he got burnt, it was because of that. But he's missing bats again and he's not walking guys. That's something he hasn't done this year.
Jared, I did the math. I think there's been 14 runs per game on altcast nights. You guys get a lot of runs. Every time I'm tuning in, I'm like, is it a blowout every time? And it's not like the Sox are getting blown out every time. It's just when it's altcast night, it's runs night.
We do get a lot of runs. We haven't had any close games. I was getting like people tweeting at me being like, oh, you're bad luck. It's like, no, dude, like we had a winning record for, I think we like at one point we're 3-1 for all casts.
Yeah, I think you're 3-2 now.
3-2. Yeah.
And in the wins, they've 6-0 in Colorado, 12-9 over the A's, 8-3 over the Marlins. So like they put up runs in the W's.
Yeah. Next week's a big game though.
Huge game.
Royals.
Huge.
Royals in Kansas City.
Hot.
It's going to be hot.
Yeah.
Are those all night?
I'm scared of Bobby Witt Jr.
That game.
Those are all night. All 8-10s. I don't hate that, actually. That's the first time I'll say I don't hate a night finale. Avoid a 100-degree day.
Well, Yohan Ramirez immediately designated for assignment. I feel like we don't really need to shit on him. I think everyone knows he's bad. What, Tyler?
I will say, the fact that he was immediately DFA'd right afterwards, I feel like there's a decent chance he'll make it through waivers. Had already gone through the Orioles, Mets, and Dodgers this year. But the fact that he just went through the waiver wire and the Red Sox picked him up back-to-back, I wonder if they actually find a way to stash him now in AAA.
Maybe. Who cares? He's terrible. Zach Kelly, I know he got out of the jam today, but it has been...
Dude.
By that point, 3 consecutive outings of like, Jesus Christ, what is going on
Tonight
here?
wasn't smooth. Tonight
he was walking guys. He wasn't getting tattooed.
Right.
But holy shit.
I was laughing at you guys. It was an 0-2 count. You guys agree, like, all right, well, obviously, you can't throw one down the middle here. He won't. He'll throw one away. You're going to bounce one right down the middle. Could not have been more down the middle to Justin Turner. He just doesn't know where the ball's going right now. And, again, friend of the program, we want him to do well. And he gets the walk-off interview in the finale. But, yeah, he doesn't know where the ball's going. And that's scary. Doesn't matter if you can throw 98, 99. If it's down the middle, guys are going to crush it, even Turner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not out on Zach Kelly, but I'm currently for sure out on like high leverage Zach Kelly.
Which is every time. It's always like
I know. But that goes back to like the Slayton and Martin once those guys are back.
Yeah.
It's not even like high leverage in the sense of like, here's the biggest 8th inning outs that we need in a close game. It's always like, here's 2, 3, 4 of the order
All right, here's Judge again.
And he's cooking balls right down the middle. I'm like, dude.
I'm sorry. Did you say you want 98 right down the fucking middle again? Is that what you said, you little bitch? Well, here it comes. Here it comes.
I bet you don't think I'll do it again when they
I'll
foul it
do
off.
it
He just
again.
does it again.
Watch me, pal, because I'm about to do it again. You want it again? Oh, all right. Oh,
There
you
it
think I
comes.
can't? You think I can't throw this right down the fucking plate again at 98? Watch me. Watch me. Here it is.
I will say, when you kind of dive in to Zach Kelly and Lucas
Are you going to
Sims,
crap on him right now? That's a crap.
No,
Not to crap
I'm
on the
not.
guy.
I'm not
to
crapping
crap
on
him.
anyone, but Lucas Sims is like a jacked up version of Zach Kelly. A little more strikeouts, a little
Guy you
more
said
walks.
you didn't like.
Lucas Sims or Zach Kelly?
Lucas Sims and now Zach Kelly by proxy.
I've been someone who's advocated for Zach Kelly in the past because I do think keep him out of high leverage, but you're going to get these ups and downs. But I do think they're in a similar kind of space where it's like you're going to have a month where they look friggin' ridiculous, and then you're going to have a month where they scare the fuck out of you and you never want to see them on the mound. But I do believe in Sims making some of the changes with the cutter.
Zach Kelly, the only pitcher to get the Ketchup this year. Just saying.
It's true.
Just saying.
Yeah, no, he's had some big balls moments, and he's had some of the worst we've ever seen.
And some meatballs moments.
Well, I hope he gets right because I like Zach Kelly a lot. But man, has it been a tough stretch to enjoy.
Good way.
Not to crap on the guy.
No.
No, you're just being normal. You're being fair.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. Like I love Zach Kelly. I want him to do well. I think he's done a fine job, a tremendous job this year. But the last 4 outings or so they haven't been what I want. You know, I don't think it's what he wants either. You know, shit.
Oh, no.
He's not
He said
walking
it.
off the mound being like, nailed it.
He said it. He was like, yeah, last few haven't been great. It's funny when you get the player interview and the guy says it as if he's like apologizing to the fan base. He's like, and I get it, guys. Like, I know I've sucked. You don't have to like tag me. I'm the guy throwing the balls. I know they're not great. So
I promise
He did
that's
acknowledge
not what I'm trying to do. I swear.
I know.
I
Just
swear
want to
that's not
reiterate,
my-
like, I like the Red Sox. I like when they pay me. I don't want to keep giving meatballs to guys that hit the ball 470 feet.
Yeah. Last note on that game, Rafael Devers hitting a 3-run home run on a ball up by his fucking neck. The other way.
Opposite
It's just
field.
silly.
Yeah,
Opposite
it's crazy.
field. In the second row of the monster seats. It's not even
Yeah.
like it barely got over. Dude's a freak. And that's called foreshadowing. Did you put your finger up, T-Dog?
I did. For all the
bet you
people that tagged me saying that guy in the monster who dropped the baseball was me.
Oh, he did
Um,
kind of look a little like you.
That hurt my feelings a little bit. It was funny.
Especially
but it
since
did
he
hurt my
dropped
feelings.
it. That's when I really thought it was you because he didn't catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bad look. But that thing where he like looked up to the sky in like the most nerdy way possible, that felt like something I would do. That would be very uncomfortable for other people to see. So it was one of those moments where it was like an out of body experience. But I also was like, damn, it was like realizing what I am for a second, how I come off to people.
Are you talking clumsy or are we talking LBs here? Because you're lighter than that guy.
Yeah, way lighter.
I would say like clumsy, a little awkward, like kind of like all over the place. Like that's how I'm often described.
Like
but I
would
was
be
like,
at
okay.
like a Star Wars
That's how you
convention.
often are, though. That's
Yeah.
not. You're saying describe like it's a false description. Like that's extremely accurate.
It was weird seeing me on TV.
Yeah. That, like you mentioned, when he did the hands to the sky, that is 100% you getting suspended. Like it was the same exact motion. Like what the
He hit
hell?
that shit though. He did.
No, he nailed it.
What really sucked for that guy is it was such a blowout that they were able to spend really the rest of the game on it. Like,
Mhm.
if that's a close game, they're not sending Jemai out there for a full inning interview.
No.
Like that.
I knew when that ball dropped, I'm like, Jemai's going up there. There's no, yeah.
It felt like Nesson was trying to have like a pizza moment. Like I stopped caring about that kid immediately. It felt like they were trying to force it. And I get it. It was a blowout. They had nothing else to talk about, but it did feel like they were like, this is the funniest thing that's ever happened. It's like guy dropped a home run. It happens pretty much every game.
They'll obviously use the 15 minutes of fame phrase. Like they had him on the broadcast for 15 minutes. Like it was,
You guys are giving him
genuinely
his 15 minutes.
It was that length of time that he was up there. But Not a terrible interview. Sometimes you do the fan thing and it's a disaster, and he wasn't that bad. So
No, he
I'll give
wasn't.
him that.
I was waiting for him to come forward as a Section 10 fan.
Could be.
Like the odds were like decent.
Based off of what? Just that he's at Fenway?
Yeah.
Sox.
Yeah, probably the Sox part.
Yeah, I think it was like the fact that he looked like Milliken. I was like, does he like he's got to be a Section 10 fan that like just idolizes Tyler Milliken and is just going for it, you know?
I'd hang out with him. Hit me up, bro. We could be friends.
Play a nice, relaxing game of drop.
Yeah.
I don't drop shit. I got good hands.
Well, I don't believe you. Red Sox lose 10-6.
Find out next Tuesday on Nesson as we pelt stuff at Tyler for the entire broadcast.
Yeah. And that's the good shit. That's what they want. George Kirby, first pitch knuckleball for Tim Wakefield. Very cool. He did that last year.
Last game of the season, yeah.
Last game of the season.
By the way, I mean, I think they're both great. Last game of the season when the division was on the line, he used the first pitch to honor Wake. That was awesome. Both are awesome, but that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, very cool about George Kirby. Brian Bayo, my guy. Woo! What?
Cook.
I mean, he had a great outing. I wanted to be the first to congratulate him on it. 6 1/3, 7 hits, 2 earned, 7 Ks, 2 walks. Not to nitpick or anything. I mean, 7 hits is a little steep, but very limited damage. 2 earned runs, 2 walks. Would like to see that be 1 or 0, but
well, it specifically should have been 1. The second walk was the number 9 hitter in that 7th inning. I need to see him get through that 7th. It's the fucking Mariners, dude. It's absolutely like you can't do that. And I will also take away one of the runs. Justin Turner struck out on 3 pitches. There's no way. Was that Raleigh again? Was that Raleigh who scored on that? The leadoff double by Raleigh, right?
Yeah, because it was Turner and Polanco back to back. I think
right. So like he just doesn't score if the ump does his fucking job there. The home run to the leadoff guy definitely earned. So that was tough. It's again the bottom of the order. He started throwing over at first again during his last at bat. Like I would have loved to have seen him get through 7. Then I would have said it was a great outing. It was a solid outing, which is kind of what he just keeps turning in time after time now.
It's always on Bayo. It's always on him to lock in and close these out strong and consistently. He can kind of leave the door open there. Yes, the stats end up saying 2 earned, but those were his 2 guys, 2 ducks on the pond there, and Lucas Sims gets out of the inning. But yeah, it's like you said, Coley, it's the bottom of the lineup. I was listening on the radio for those couple of innings there, and Lou was saying the same thing. It's like, it never seems to matter if it's 7, 8, 9 in the lineup. It's typically normally those guys and not the heart of the lineup that is a problem for Bayo. So I don't know. I think a lot of Sox fans are watching that inning and expecting, he's probably not going to get out of this. And then he didn't get out of it. So, you want to see him at least get through that. And if he gives you 6 really good innings, then that's fine too. I don't think he needs to be a guy that goes 7.
No, it's more this situation felt like one, because there have been times where he hasn't been put out there and I've agreed with it. Tonight, I was like, put him out there for the 7th, let him take it. Got the first guy out on 1 pitch? Like he was definitely in the position to do it, and then immediate 3-0 count to the 9 hitter. And it's just like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing? And then he's 3-1 to the leadoff guy.
I know. And the single obviously gets the guy to 3. Yeah, it was, credit to Lucas Sims in the debut.
I will say, for all the talk we've had of Bayo the last couple months, right? Like you go back to April when he had the 291 and 4 starts, May 566 ERA, June 825 ERA, 6 starts this month, it was a 429. Is anyone wowed? Is anyone saying, holy shit? No, but a solid month where you basically cut your ERA in half and you showed you're usable again and able to give your team innings. That's a big step in the right direction for that guy. So I think you look at August and September and you hope this is just the beginning of Brian Bayo, and he's someone who can help carry your team. Because as we talk with Houck and Crawford, they're running on fumes. That's just the reality of it. Bayo needs to kind of be really the guy that steps up and gives you kind of that summer of 2023 ability if you hope to make a run here. He needs to be the guy that takes that step forward.
I agree, and I think he's trending that way. You could argue he outpitched George Kirby today. I don't think it's a stretch. And obviously he's going against the Mariners lineup versus Kirby going against 9 straight lefties, but he did what he was supposed to do. He didn't fuck it up.
And the changeup looks like the changeup did when it was at its best. He doesn't look like he's looking for it anymore. I think he had 6 whiffs on that and 7 on the slider. And while the slider, sometimes the command of it, it's like, damn, it is right in the middle of the zone, and you flinch and you have that moment. It does feel like it's getting better and better, especially with the swing and miss stuff. So yeah, Brian Bayo is now looking closer, hopefully, to a mid rotation arm than
what
5.
What was the fastball usage? I know we got 1K on it.
7%.
Okay, yeah, that's probably like 7 to 12%. That's the range we're looking for, and he's clearly turned a corner since he reintroduced that.
And I'll go for it.
Yeah, and I think you look at the slider, he threw that more than anything in this start. Same for Nick Pivetta, just like at the beginning of the year, it was heavy slider sweeper in the series because that's what the Mariners struggle with.
Right.
Yeah, he was averaging like 4 2/3 a start in June, and you mentioned the July numbers, 6 innings a start in July. Which it kind of feels like that's who he's like a 6-inning guy, and which is fine. Of course, if you can get through the 7 sometimes, yes. But if he has 6 really good innings, like I mentioned before, then you're typically okay with it.
That Miami Marlins start was on, that was the 3rd of July, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah. Right.
So, yeah, 6 starts, a 4.29 ERA, a 4.10 FIP. 137 whip, 984 strikeouts per 9. Averaging 6 innings per start. Steve, 3-0, 35 2/3, 40 hits. So yeah, he's still gonna have some hits, but
and all that matters is the 3-0. Let's be honest, we're baseball guys. The record is all that matters. He's undefeated in July.
Look at James Paxton's record.
6 homer. It's 40 hits and 35 2/3. It's 39 strikeouts. Only 9 walks. 39 strikeouts to 9 walks. 6 home runs.
6. Okay, so like
I'm surprised at the 9 walks. Not bad.
Out of the hits, the home runs, I obviously want less because they're home runs, but he's going to give up hits. Even when we all first fell in love with Bayo, it was like, man, this guy's unlucky. It's year 4 of that. Like, clearly he just gives up a lot of grounders, and we don't have a good defense. Like, they're going to be hits. It's not the soft contact that bothers me. It's the hard contact.
It was nice to see him once again, too. Like, it's been a little bit, knock on wood, we haven't had one of those moments on the mound where the emotions are kind of, getting at him. Seeing him joking around with Justin Turner coming off after that play at first base or whatever. It's like, that makes me feel like, all right, that's the Brian Bayo being loose, being himself. The whole cleat situation was also really weird, but something where, would it throw him off? Did it completely get him, all over the place? No.
Immediate home run.
Well, yes, but right after that, he was able to keep going in that outing. It wasn't like, hey, we're going completely off the rails. Just a cursed cleat. Which, if you're going to change cleats, I would change both. I wouldn't change one, but that's a personal
I agree
thought.
with
that. His ERA is a full run higher against lefties than righties, and the FIP is 2 runs higher against lefties.
Interesting.
Are the homers coming specifically against lefties?
4 home runs against lefties, 2 against righties. The ERA is 4.74 against righties, 3.78. 4.74 against lefties, 3.78 against righties, and then the FIP is 5.04 against lefties and 3.01 against righties.
He loves giving up 1 homer a start. If you're in the opposing lineup, you're like, someone's going deep today. We don't know who it's going to be. It's probably a 7, 8, or 9 hitter, but you look at his
7, 8, or 9.
Strikeouts. The strikeouts per 9, 12.96 against righties, 7.11 against lefties.
Always open.
They're probably getting a good look at that slider, I would have to imagine.
Would make sense.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Because even Raleigh hit that, was a wall ball double off him, right? And that was from the left side. That would have been gone probably in Seattle.
Well,
what's his career Sox numbers now? They got to be crazy.
Who?
Cal Raleigh.
Raleigh.
Oh, yeah.
Like they already were, but I just feel like he got to hit every at bat this series. That could be wrong. But.
Let's see.
Red Sox. Dude, baseball reference, we've said it before. Just please update in real time.
You guys ready? Oh.
Wait, they're not as good as I thought. Actually, no. 1,000 OPS is good.
that checks out.
I thought it was a 2,400. This guy stinks.
Well, I thought he was hitting better than 259 heading into the finale. But
they're just all
you got more,
extra
Tyler?
base hits.
Yeah, they're all just bombs.
6 homers.
259, 386 OBP, 621 slug, 1,006 OPS. In 17 games.
Had an OPS plus of 174 coming into the finale.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Are you looking at fan graphs?
No, just reference.
Baseball
It's not.
reference.
Doesn't include today.
Yeah, this includes today.
Yep. I figured.
Fuck yeah.
We just have different stats with the same game. Someone messed up. We got to find out who didn't have the right stats. Red Sox win 3-2.
Red Sox win 3-2.
Which by
Raffy with the walk.
what? Way to pitch
was
to
great.
Devers, you dumb fucking idiots.
Oh,
Idiots.
Crazy.
all time done. But I love the respect to Rob Refsnyder. I know they're idiots, but the fear of Rob Refsnyder against the lefty, that makes me feel something.
Here's a fucking wild idea. Walk Devers, bring in a righty. What? Like, what are we
Also,
talking about?
there are crazier ideas than loading up the bases.
Sure.
You probably wouldn't do that, but it's like when you need multiple outs. Remember the Red Sox a couple of years ago in Yankee Stadium, like loaded the bases up with, I think they had no outs. They got out of it in like 3 pitches. So
Yeah.
I don't know. And in extra inning situations, bases loaded is actually not that bad.
Anything else from the finale?
Shout out
Yep,
Danny
shout-
Jansen.
RBI knock. Yeah, that was the only. What was it? They scored the
Circus
first one
catch.
on a wild pitch. It was funny.
Yeah, the self-created web gem.
Oh yeah, great play.
Fire.
Great play. Laid out, did everything he could for the team.
Balls right by the plate. Like, just take 3 steps to the right.
Breslow was in the EEI booth being like, we specifically targeted Danny Jansen because he just profiles well at Fenway Park. He hits the ball very hard to the pull side, and then he hit the dinky little base hit to the right side of driving the fucking tying run. So it's like, well, we like that too. We
We
like that
saw
shit.
that. When you look under the surface, we saw he can do that too.
Yeah, he loves the dinky dudes to the right side, and we like that for Fenway.
Even his first hit, what was that? 512 mile per hour exit velo.
At least.
Yeah,
Like hit a divot.
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
How
2
did that
feet?
change direction? Did that hit the?
It was weird. I've never seen a ball move like that.
Because I know the foul line is like, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think it's sprayed the whole way. I think at a certain point it is like plastic. But that's definitely spray in the infield. So I don't really know why it changed direction, but still, I'll take it.
I think because it was rolling so slowly, it wasn't even the ground; it was the seams on the ball.
Yeah, but it was just like it took a quick movement to the right, and I was like, all right, fine, that's a single. What's
If
the same?
Duran does that, it's a triple because of how
He's
long it
100%.
took.
Oh, he's cooking. They're still looking at the ball. He's on third, like, hi.
He's looking at the ball with them down the third
He's like,
base
oh,
line.
this straight, very Bugs Bunny ass moment. He's like, wah.
Bet you're wondering how I got here.
Oh, also Massa almost dying. Didn't enjoy that.
Oh.
That was quite scary.
Yeah, not to crap on the guy, but
Kirby coming down hard with that
Seriously?
right leg. Come on,
For
brother.
what? He's already
Calm
scoring.
down.
It felt very unintentional.
It looked no, it felt unintentional, but it's a classic. I'm a Sox fan, so I'm going to say he
Sure.
did it on purpose. It did. It was an aggressive move either way. Of course, you're trying to tag the guy. There's no way. We always talk about like the rules of like tagging the guy at the plate and giving him. There's no scenario where a play at the plate is just nice and smooth, and there's no chance anyone gets hurt. Like you have guys colliding kind of regardless in terms of their meeting point.
We can't afford to lose Massa right now. Can't afford it.
It's a fact.
I did like Cora like trying to get him to stop walking and talk, and Yoshida's like, nope. He like touched his leg and just kept it moving. He was like, I'm going to the dugout. I don't give a fuck. I may never walk again, but I'm gonna make it back on my own power.
But honor, dignity.
It's about respect. I know
He
we
was running
talked
the
about it,
bases good
but
after though.
this win felt like 2 wins. Like they needed this so bad. And I sadly had to mute you guys on Tied in the 8th because I was 40 seconds behind. So you got to see the walk up before me. But I wish we could find a way to fix that. I don't know if we really can.
I don't know how I've become the one who has it fastest. It doesn't make any sense.
No, you're cable, right? I'm
No.
360.
I'm
You're
MLB
360?
TV.
No, it's Spectrum, but I don't have I'm not wired in it, so it's still streaming.
I don't know how to fix it. We'd almost all have to like log into the same account or something. And even then it probably wouldn't work. But it's cool for Devers to get the moment. I was talking with my dad the other day, not Dan Peralt, my dad. And
honestly, what does Dan think about it though?
Think about what?
Just like, what does he think? Well, first of all, what does he think about the deadline moves? Can we get him on the pod?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, he's working though. He's doing a huge piece, long form piece right now.
What's it called?
I can't say that yet.
All right. Well, I think he would come on if I asked
to promote
him
it. Well, yeah, no, of course. Yeah, he respects you more, but it's again, this is not to crap on Rafael Devers here. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But my dad had floated the question of like, can you think of any late inning big hits by Raffy this year? And I actually couldn't. I couldn't think of any. None really came to mind.
That fucking he iced that game in Yankee Stadium with the home run in the 9th. I mean, they would have won anyway, but it was kind of like a crowd silencer.
True. I guess it's more along the lines of like go ahead hit or, walk off, whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously, Raffy's a stud. He's an all-star. He's the best. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he doesn't normally hit a lot of walk-offs, so it was cool to have that moment.
Pitch to him. They're not idiots like the Mariners.
No, I know. But you'd almost think by chance that, there'd be no basis to put him on or something like that. But that was a very important swing.
This post on Kenley Jansen's wife's Instagram is fucking awesome.
It's
like
incredible.
They really made Kenley boys jerseys.
Here's my question. When did they make those? Because we did the interview 2 days ago. Did they have these made before the interview?
I don't know, but he's on the damn team. I'm sure
you can just get stuff done.
Hey,
we need 3 Kenley boys jerseys.
Done. We already got them. We're selling them.
We figured you were going to ask, so here they are. It's an incredible post.
It's like weird to see the lettering like top and bottom. Sure. It's like my eyes almost have a hard time. Like, I don't even know.
Yeah, you think you're like glitching out, like looking at this. Yeah.
It's sick though.
Dude, I gotta say, I never knew you like could do this. Do 2 lines of words.
It feels illegal, but in a good way.
100%. I think we need these.
Yeah, we gotta get these.
I would prefer a road one, but we'll take a home.
Is it that time?
Yeah.
Ketchup Series MVP. Series MVP.
The Clark's Ketchup Series MVP brought to you by Clark's Ketchup. Drizzle that ketchup. It's the first Clark's Ketchup Series MVP voting of the second half of the season. It's been a while. Some of us forget the rules. How do we even do this? How does this work? Well, let us remind you how it works. It's very simple. We vote. That's it. That's it. We just take a vote, and whoever has the most votes is the MVP. All right. This player led the team this series with 7 hits. Led the team hitting .538. Led the team with a .538 on base percentage. Led the team with a 1077 slugging percentage. Led the team with a 1615 OPS. Led the team tied with Dom Smith with 4 doubles in the series. No one had more than 1 home run. So it was a 4-way tie. Yoshida, Romy, Dom, and then this individual. Led the team with 5 runs batted in. Led the team tied with Dom Smith with 5 extra base hits. Led the team with 14 total bases. My vote for Clark's Ketchup Series MVP is Rafael Devers. T-Dog. All right. See ya. Jake.
Yeah, it's just a tough call. I mean, I want to give it to Danny Jansen for making an insane diving catch on a ball that was hit directly over his head and was in the air for 30 seconds. I want to give it to Dom for diving to try to tag first when he was still in right field. I want to give it to the 8-1 guy who was just clapping up a storm all night.
Yep.
But I got to give it to Rafi for the walk-off.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even mention the fucking walk-off.
No, it was shocking.
So it's about the body work. It's about the body work. But yeah, he did have a walk-off in the series clincher to drizzle that ketchup. McMahon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a moments guy. And Rafi had the moment. The only reason we're having this sit down right now, this little chit chat, doesn't happen without Rafael Devers. Huge packet shared by the bullpen tonight. Anyone who pitched behind Bayo tonight, another packet for Bayo as well. No packets for Tyler. But yeah, for me, it's a packet for Pavetta too. I thought he pitched really well. Had to set the tone there. Packet for Willier. A lot of packets. A lot of guys really performed tonight. This series. But yeah, it's Devers and a wash for me.
Steven?
Yeah, no mega surprise here. The reason this has been a good vibes show is because of Rafael Devers with the walk-off in the finale and what he did all series long. I love that Alex Cora always capitalizes on any chance he gets to shout out Rafi as the face of the team. That is exactly what he is, and I think sometimes people forget it. Somehow, Rafi has won Clark's Ketchup Series MVP this year. I got a feeling that is going to end today. I do want to give a packet to Lucas Sims for making his debut, getting out of a jam there. That is not an easy thing to do. Welcome to Boston. We're going to need you for the next couple of months here, hopefully into October. Rafael Devers, Clark's Ketchup Series MVP.
You want to try that one again, T-Dog?
I do want to try that one more time. Rafael Devers as well. I think he is the obvious answer there. I don't think anyone's going away from it. And while we've all talked about the numbers and what he did in this series, it does make me happy to see him have another clutch moment like this, because I feel like there is a narrative sometimes that, you know, Rafi isn't the clutchest hitter because his high leverage stats aren't insane. It's 281, 343, 456, 799 OPS this year. That was entering today. After today's hit, obviously that's going to be going up a bit. But with Rafael Devers, Red Sox fans have seen him do it in the playoffs. To see him have the 4th walk-off of his career, it was awesome. And I think we'll look at this moment as the spark of the second half. Go Rafael Devers.
Mick, that's everybody? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right. To the panel we go. Got to give first dibs to Will Middlebrooks, who was first. Raf was the text. Raf. R-A-F. Raf. From Will Middlebrooks. I mean, it's just a matter of if it's going to be a sweep. Kevin Youkilis, no vote. No vote. No vote, Kevin Youkilis. What do we do?
Gotta suspend him.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
In the middle
That's
of
aggressive.
the vote. Suspend Tyler, too.
This is a problem.
It's not great.
No, it's not. Jemai Webster. Rafael Devers, even though he blew me off for the walk-off for the 7th time this year, said he was too tired because he was sprinting for the double.
When I saw it was Zach Kelly, I'm like, interesting. That makes sense now.
Yep. OB. Devers, big win, he says. Loomer. Devers, it's not his fault. Defense lost its mind in game 2. He's a monster. TC. Raffy. You walk it off, you get drizzled. And then last, certainly not least, as always, it's our guy, Will Fleming.
Holy fuck, did we need that one, boys? What's up? Time to drizzle again. It's been forever. I was trying to really thread the needle and pull off the magical 3-headed Ketchup with Monaco, who's coming with us to Texas, and Loomer, but they both raced onto the bus. So here I am looking out at the lonely expanse of Fenway Park after what feels like one of the big wins of the entire season. I don't think there's any drama at all around the MVP. But I do want to send some big packets out. And the first is to Scott Service. I just cannot ever understand the decision to let Devers beat you. First of all, you got first base open. The second run matters none at all. He's the hottest hitter not named Aaron Judge on planet Earth. And even if you technically try to pitch around him, we all know he's a bad ball hitter. So that made absolutely no sense, an absolute gift to the Red Sox. I think Craig Breslow gets packets for what he did at the deadline. I know it's not the headliners that people thought, but he did exactly what he set out to do. He got relief help. He got a right-handed bat. Danny Jansen looking the part right now.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens with Priester and with Paxton. But he got the team help, and that's exactly what they needed. I just want to say that this is his 6th or 7th MVP, but we've never seen him on a run quite like this. He's now above 300. He's about to have an OPS around 1,000. I mean, everyone is talking about Judge and Bobby Witt Jr., and that's right, because those guys are great players, but all of a sudden, our boy is nudging himself into that kind of conversation. He's had an incredible month. He had the big hits in this series, and so obviously, the Clark's Ketchup Series MVP is Rafi motherfucking Devers.
Unanimous.
That's 2.
Unanimous. That's only his 2nd of the season?
Yeah. Again, Garrett, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's only his 2nd Clark's Ketchup Series MVP of the year.
Holy shit.
But it's true.
What does this guy have to do? 2nd Clark's Ketchup Series MVP of the season for our young son, Rafael Devers.
Ties Abreu and O'Neill and Duran are ahead of him with 4 and 5 MVPs, respectively.
Oh, there you go. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace in Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer that it gets the first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. When are the Sox home again? Next weekend? No?
That feels the Sox are home again next weekend.
Next Monday.
Next weekend.
Next Friday.
Oh, they're home next weekend?
Astros.
Yeah.
Astros are here?
Astros. Yep.
Oh, okay. You trying to go?
Definitely, yeah.
Tyler's shaking his head like he's going to go, but it's,
You guys are going Friday?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
Well, we're going to need the Game Time app. Get some tickets. Save up to 60% off buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. Save even more with exclusive in-app deals on select seats ahead of the game or the event. Save even more when you choose a section and you let Game Time choose the seats for you. All in pricing. Toggling this feature shows the total upfront with no surprise fees at checkout. Get a panoramic view in your seat in the app before you buy. The lowest price guarantee or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry today. Take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code SECTION10 for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use the promo code SECTION10, SECTION10 for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Now we head on to the Stop and Shop look ahead, brought to you by Stop and Shop. Use the promo code section 10 to get 10 cents off each tangerine when you buy at least 5 pounds of tangerines only at Stop and Shop. The fucking Rangers have not announced any starters besides MLB.com has them as no starters announced, but I think Eovaldi is going to be the finale. But we have no idea who's going for them in the first 2 games of this series. Potentially even all 3. But for the Red Sox, it's Cutter Crawford versus TBD. It's Tanner Houck versus TBD. And it's Nick Pivetta versus Nathan Eovaldi. We can just go over some numbers here for Eovaldi. 8-4, 3.38 ERA, a 104 whip, and an 8.5 strikeouts per 9. He's been excellent for the Rangers in July as they're trying to make the playoffs here. 3.23 ERA, a 3.67 FIP, and a 5.66 OPS against him. This includes a start in which he went 5 and allowed 6 earned runs. He has been relatively healthy this year outside of missing 3 starts in May for a groin strain. He's still pumping gas, 95.6 average on the 4-seam this year. His 4-seam and splitter have been fantastic. The 4-seam, 92nd percentile, splitter, 95th percentile. The Rangers are 12-7 when he starts, and they are 5-1 in July. He will be going up against Nick Pivetta, presumably in the series finale, which is a 2:35 start. But yeah, it's Cutter Crawford, TBD, Tanner Houck, TBD, Pivetta, presumably Eovaldi in the finale. Prediction, it's hard. It's hard to predict, right? Like, where I kind of just feel like they were just fucking throwing it out there. I don't know why the Rangers are fucking us like this. Do we do predictions?
Yeah.
Jake?
Yeah, I got a sweep. I don't care who's pitching.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you know what? Am I feeling a sweep too? I'm feeling 2 out of 3. I'm going to go 2 out of 3. Coley?
Yeah, I just don't love Cutter in this matchup at all. Look, it's indoors now, so I guess
you think
that's
TBD's
helpful.
better?
No, I think their lineup is good against Cutter, who's just giving it up lately. So I'll go 2 out of 3, them winning the last 2. It feels like we faced a lot of lefties coming out of the break. I don't even know if that's true or if it's just anecdotal in my brain.
Definitely,
and that was kind of fucking with the offense. Seattle just fed us 3 righties. Do they even have a lefty starter in Texas? Am I forgetting someone?
Dane Dunning?
I'm not worried about fucking Dane Dunning. The rest of them are righties, though.
Dane Dunning's a righty, right?
I thought
Is
so
he?
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's righty.
Yeah, so no, they
never
don't.
mind.
So yeah, keep feeding us righties, please. That's how this offense, and the offense hasn't been a problem. But
Dane Dunning sounds like a lefty name, though. You
You
gotta.
I don't
thinking of
disagree.
Heaney,
It's big lefty.
Jared?
Yeah. What?
You thinking of Heaney? Andrew?
I knew they had a lefty. Yeah.
Correct.
Where's Heaney?
that's all I asked.
Is
Yeah, he's
Heaney
on the
still
team.
there?
Yeah, he's pitched good this year, too.
I thought he was gonna get moved.
I thought he was going to be, but they chose Lorenzen, who sucks ass.
That'd be sucked ass.
Me too.
Steven?
Yeah, really big series coming up in a really big state. Texas is huge.
Oh, it's
we
a
were
big
just
state.
there for the All-Star game. It was 1,000 degrees. We'll get to the weather
It
in a
definitely was
second.
not that hot. That would have been like we wouldn't been. I think
We would have died.
inhabitable.
Yeah, divided
Killed
by 10.
instantly.
Yeah.
Immediately dead. Rangers have lost 5 of their last 6 games. All the Sox starters this weekend look like they could be from Texas, but none of them actually are. Keeping a very close eye on the Kansas City Royals, who play a 4-game series in Detroit this weekend. They play on Thursday when the Sox are off. What was that, Coley?
So they just keep playing this dog shit AL
No, I know.
Central.
I got good news, though. I got
What
good
is
news,
it? What is
Coley.
it?
The Royals have the second hardest strength of schedule remaining in all of baseball. The Red Sox, after playing the Dodgers and Yankees, are now the 11th hardest strength of schedule the rest of the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because a big part of that strength of schedule, they just played So
I like that.
good.
and they were awful. So hey, you got the crap out of the way. You added
That's
some
big.
arms. Here we go.
But you also do look at August, and it feels like it's going to be a slug.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
Texas. It's still Houston.
Houston
It's
coming up.
indoors though.
It is indoors.
It is indoors. That's factual.
No doubt.
No one has
But,
debated that so far.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I feel like Sox 2 out of 3. I don't know if they're going to sweep. When was the last sweep they had? It's been a long time.
Sox?
Yeah, when's the last team they swept?
Um,
It's been a minute. Looks like the Marlins.
Jays? The Marlins.
Yeah, Marlins.
Mhm.
And that one, they had to squeak that one out on the 4th. But yeah, Sox 2 out of 3 in Texas. And by the way, speaking of Texas, we have our All-Star vlog dropping very soon. Shout out to Mike Emond, who has been cooking on that. That is going to
Cooking.
be all over the socials and on our YouTube, so check it out.
Yeah, I've got to do the voiceover track. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I get some voiceover tracks.
Mhm.
Do you want me to practice? Should I do them now?
You actually can do them now.
All right, everyone shut up.
I believe in you.
Shut up.
Sorry.
It's the lead up to All-Star Week in Arlington, Texas, and back in Boston, the Section 10 guys are hopping on a plane to Dallas to join the festivities. But what better way to start the trip than with my friend Tyler Millick and I? We got to rewrite this. My friend?
Fuck you, dude. Come on.
All right, you can record these later. You can do these later. You want to do it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
But what better way to start the trip than my friend Tyler Milliken showing up to the gate just minutes before the plane boards? Wheels up to Texas, where we will meet the rest of the Baseball is Dead guys at the beautiful house that Underdog set us up with. But before we give you a tour of the digs, we have to lock in for our local 9. That's just a little taste.
There you go.
That's just a little taste.
Yummy.
How do you like that? How do you like that, Tyler?
You calling me your friend on record is something I'll treasure for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
After your really mean comments earlier today.
What did I say to you earlier today? I was so nice.
You said you wouldn't give me your organs. You said you wouldn't die for me.
I don't want to die.
But you die for Coley.
I got
without
kids.
hesitation.
I got kids.
Come on.
It's
Coley,
just,
It's got kids.
got kids.
Come on.
Mom.
it's just hard when you love someone and they don't love you the same way back.
One
you know?
day, Tyler, when you have kids, you'll understand.
You'll get it.
But right now, you're still a child yourself.
26-year-old child.
Fact.
May I make my prediction?
Yes, please.
Well, I do worry about Cutter Crawford and the workload stuff. Getting the day off here, I do think means something here and keeping Cutter fresh. Coming off back-to-back rough starts as well. Kind of due for a good one. On the same way with Tanner Houck, do I sit there a little bit and I'm like, hey, he has not looked like himself for well over a month now, but you're getting that off day mixed in too. I feel like we're due for hopefully a closer to a first half Tanner Houck start. And then you have the up and downness of Nick Pivetta, who it's one good start, one bad start. But I'll take Tanner Houck and Cutter Crawford being fresher in the series. Give me 2 out of 3.
Is that everybody?
Yeah.
What's the weather going to be like, even though it's indoors?
Weather look ahead, brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears.
You chew them with your mouth.
Game 1, Friday, 8:05 p.m. Eastern, first pitch. Sunny, 101 degrees.
What?
In Arlington, Texas. 1% chance of rain, 8-mile-an-hour winds. But once again, it's indoors. Saturday, Game 2, 7:05 Eastern, first pitch. Partly cloudy. Jared?
No, go ahead.
Partly cloudy, 99 degrees, 15% chance of rain, which just feels wrong. I don't know if it rains there. 6-mile-an-hour winds. Again, it's 99 degrees, but it is indoors.
Yeah, it's
Sunday,
inside. Right? Yeah.
Exactly. Air conditioning. Jared?
Do you know what they set the AC to inside there?
What would you say it felt like? I would say maybe upper 60s, 70.
I was going to say 68.
Yeah, 68 felt about right.
What do you think?
It was
Tyler?
comfortable in there. It was comfy.
92
Tyler had like
degrees.
a
I was
106 degree
Well, he
fever. He
just
had no idea.
Yeah, he sweats all the time.
Yeah,
too,
Jake,
so.
what do you think? What do you think they set the AC to at Globe Life?
Yeah, I was in there. It was feeling like 68 for sure.
Yeah, 68. It was right around 68.
Sunday series finale, 2:35 p.m. Eastern, partly cloudy, 92 degrees. But don't worry, folks. That game's also going to be indoors like the
Are they
first
all
two.
inside for this
They're
one?
all indoors for the
Okay.
series. Yeah, yeah. No, they just confirmed that last night.
Does the
11%
roof
chance.
open? No, right?
Will they play across the street?
No, they went not for this series. No.
Does the roof open? No.
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 Yep. Nope. Yep. No. 11% chance of rain, 6-mile-an-hour winds. And that will do it for your weather look ahead, which is brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears. Chew them with your mouth.
Yeah,
You
I don't
looking
know.
that up?
What like what
Did they open that thing?
No, what is the AC set to at Globe Life Field?
Oh, it does retract.
Oh,
Look at that.
they don't want people to know what they set it to because they're like, this degree is the degree for.
I should actually known that it retracts because in the team store tour there was a pin that had a retractable roof.
Yeah.
I
I
think
don't
this
know
is
why
AI
it would retract.
generated.
You're never gonna open that fucking thing.
No.
Guess how many tons the air conditioner is?
56.
I have just no clue what to say here.
3? I'm gonna have a 3.
10,000 tons.
What?
I can't believe
All
I
right, Tyler's closest.
What a moment for me.
I don't know, 7.
1,000 tons?
10.
Is that
Oh, I already forgot.
is that ONNES?
The 10,000 ton air conditioner, which will cool the entire park, has been installed and is working in certain enclosed areas of the construction site. It runs on the electricity that will power the ballpark rather than on the portable generators that were used to begin construction.
That's smart. I wouldn't put that on a portable.
No.
The amount of space they have to cool off to, the park is
it's
enormous.
massive. But it's inside.
But it's a ton of space.
Oh yeah,
of,
a ton
of
of space, but it's air
the
conditioned.
world.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
68
probably.
degrees. All right, that'll do it. Tyler, final thoughts?
Shout out Mikey Romero. Absolutely going bonkers right now.
What's
And
he doing?
I think, what'd you say, Jared?
What's he doing?
He's legit today. He homered. I believe he ended up hitting a double
2
as
homers.
well. It was 2 homers today.
Yeah.
Boom. So Mike Romero completely going off, had a 2-homer game last week as well. So for a lot of those people that were worried he was never going to be, the Marcelo Meyer light or whatever it may be, he's kind of having that breakout right now. And if you're looking to trade middle infielders and maybe a deal this offseason, he might be the name that's popping up the most.
Coley?
Oh, Roman Anthony, 2 homers.
Oh, yeah, no,
tonight
you
as
go.
well.
No, you go.
Sorry, I'm out. I'm gone.
No, you have more final thoughts? The
No.
finaler thoughts?
No.
What is the ultimate final thought? that you have?
Finalist thought.
I have none.
What is it?
I just Roman Anthony hit 2 homers today.
Yeah, I saw that. Did you see the tweet, Steve, that the Sea Dogs put out?
No.
It was like Roman reigns over the competition.
Oof.
And I was like, Steve is going to fucking love this tweet.
I
He's going to love
that.
this shit.
Oh, that's great.
Are you pumped about Saturday, Steve?
I am. Yeah, cool. You got final thoughts?
Steve, wait a second. Hold on. Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think they're going to do it? Yeah, how do you think they're going to do it on Saturday?
Oh, they're going to do it big. It's the only way they know how, am I right?
Yeah. But like you think he's definitely coming back?
Probably. I mean, I've gone back and forth on it. I know we've been texting about it.
Yeah.
But probably I would say 55% yes. Cole.
I mean, I'm not as much of a Graps guy as you two. Steve, who is coming back? Maybe?
No, again, we don't know
Right.
if he's
Right.
coming back.
You know he's coming back.
Yeah. Well, we don't definitively know, so I don't want to like blow up his spot or nothing.
There's a few people, in fairness, there are a few different people that is coming back.
There be.
The Rock could come back.
Mm-hmm.
And who else, Steve?
The list is long, right?
Yeah, but there's like two main dudes where you're like, yeah, we've been waiting for this.
Yeah, like would CM Punk fall into that category? Probably not.
No. CM Punk's on the card. We
I know.
We talked about this
so
during
why
the live
would he
stream.
be coming back? Yeah.
I mean, it is his first televised singles match since returning last November. But he has a match against Drew McIntyre. And Seth Rollins is the special guest referee. How do you see that one playing out, Steve?
I think it'll be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Who do you got winning though?
I just think it's gonna be like a fair fight, dude.
It's definitely not gonna be fair. If Seth Rollins is gonna be a special guest
fair fight
referee.
in the sense of like not fair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the women's world heavyweight title. Who you like in that one?
Probably Liv Morgan.
You got her retaining.
I have her retaining.
Okay.
Yep. And she wears glasses sometimes too.
Yeah. Where do you have like Dirty Dom Mysterio factored into that one? Because it's kind of like a love triangle type thing. Who do you think he's going to end up with?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far in my predictions yet, but I think he's going to factor in.
Yeah, he's definitely going to factor in some way, but we don't know if it's going to be like, is he going to stab Rhea in the back? Is he going to stay with Rhea and continue to kind of, fuck over Liv?
Yeah.
We don't know. What's your gut telling you?
My gut's telling me that he's going to backstab Liv.
I don't know if that was one of the options, but I could see him. Yeah. So that would be staying with Rhea, and that's what I hope happens.
Mm-hmm.
Go. Yeah. Well, who do you have between last one main event? The WWE undisputed Universal, whatever the fuck they're calling the Roman's belt now. Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. Who do you have winning that one?
Probably Sikoa. I think a lot of people are going to go Rhodes. Yeah, a lot of people are going to say Rhodes.
A lot of people are going to say Rhodes, but I mean, I like you thinking outside the box there because it's his run has been boring, Steve. It's been boring, and I feel like it's just time to do something different. Like Roman was champion for 4 years, and then everyone knew Cody was gonna win. Like, let's surprise people. Like, let's put the strap on someone that's young and up and coming, and make someone.
Put the strap on. Yeah,
baby.
No, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, SummerSlam Saturday. Steve will be here watching it at you coming, right?
Yep.
What time are you gonna get here?
I'm gonna get there early, brother. Yeah, because we got a lot of stuff to break down and predictions to talk about.
You love watching the pre-show too. So.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Yeah,
he likes it more than the show.
Yeah,
I know. I typically, I leave around the show.
Yeah, he calls it the Steve show. Yeah,
the Steve show. Yeah,
Steve show is the pre-show. Tyler, you had a thought?
Can we get Papagenos?
Oh, you weren't invited. I think this is SummerSlam.
Oh.
Yeah, this is for like wrestling fans.
I know you have like a lot of seats in that room where they just like all
Tons.
reserved or
Tons.
Can we get this? Not only are we not getting that, but like you're not even gonna be there.
Yeah, there's tons of seating. You are right about that.
Just all filled, all taken.
No, there'll be plenty of seats still available.
Okay. Any up for sale? Can I buy myself into this event?
I mean, why do you want to come? You don't like wrestling.
I'm trying to get into it, and I heard you guys order Papagenos for these kind of things. And
if you want to come, I will. I'm giving you one shot. You can come for sure. But if I give you this invite right now and you don't come, then you'll never get invited ever again. It's like in Aladdin when like the mouth in the sand closes and then it just dips beneath the sand. That's the invite. You got to go into the cave or don't.
So me, you, and Steve, we're gonna watch it together.
I mean, there's definitely way more people that are coming. I think Jimmy Stewart might be there. Billy Delaney from DK.
Okay, I'm
Steve
definitely not
Buchanan.
coming. I don't know anything about wrestling.
You just said that. You don't have to know anything. It's SummerSlam. It's the second biggest show of the year. It's kind of just.
I won't appreciate it. But hey, while I'm talking and I have a moment.
So
here,
did you just
He just wanted to do another final thought. I think that's why he.
I did want to do an extra final thought. Thank you. Let me cook for a second. Craig Breslow did bring up that, there's promotions coming. Marcelo Myers dealing with the hip injury. Roman Anthony after that 2-homer game. We know Kyle Teals do. I do wonder if we see all three of them get the bump. And I did just see that second Mikey Romero homer that happened while we were recording, and it was sexy.
Okay.
Fine.
I was lying.
No, I just wanted to see what it looked like. 4 for 5 day. Sox rake. Breathe easy. Macho Man is back. Dreamy. Willier. Unleashing.
What? Did you fuck that up?
In what way?
I don't know. Keep going.
Bayo, I missed you. Breslow's deadline. Oh, he knew. Walk off Raffy. True. A series of Taikus by Tyler Milliken.
Okay. That was good.
You're lying. You guys did not like those.
No, I mean they were like it was like the trade deadline. It was like they were fine. Yeah, they were fine. They weren't bad. They weren't bangers, but they're not going to get nominated for Taiku of the Year. But yeah, they weren't bad.
May I issue a public apology?
To whom?
You guys weren't even paying attention, which is a good thing, but I'm willing to be open about this because I'm a good guy. I posted the Taiku on the wrong account on, what was it, Friday night? Wait, what's today? Today's Wednesday? On Monday night.
That's not what you need to apologize for. I think what you need to apologize for is someone tweeted at you and was like, bro, Tyler needs his own podcast.
No, that's not okay. So I knew you were going to say that.
Tyler needs his own podcast. Fuck those other guys. And then he retweeted it.
No, that's not what it was. It was in reference to the Felger and Maz thing. That's what that was in reference.
He quote tweeted like facts, dude.
No,
yeah.
I retweeted
those
it.
Guys.
And no, listen, I can explain. Shout out Sean Palmer. First off, he's a big fan of Section 10, and he's always hyping up
I have it right here. I think Tyler Milliken should have his own show. His analysis is always incredible and perhaps sometimes gets overshadowed by the massive amounts of suspensions he has received. Rightfully so.
But look at the timing. It was right after. It was to support me for after the Felger and Maz thing. That's what it was.
Did they suspend you on Felger and Maz?
No, but as Jared framed it, I got dummied. So that would be the support in that moment.
Just say you want to go solo, brother.
Read the comment underneath. Read the comment underneath.
I don't have the comment underneath. This is a screenshot from someone who tried to snitch you out to me.
No, he was referring to Felger and Maz. But when people responded, they were like, "Are you referring to Section 10?" He's like, "No, I love Section 10. I'm a huge Section 10 fan." He was referring more to, "Hey, Tyler gets crapped on at the Sports Hub. He deserves to cook on his own show on the Sports Hub."
Sean's an OG.
Yeah, he is. He is. I don't know why I can't remember the order. Does someone
It was
not
Coley, I believe.
Coley, final thoughts?
Well, Tyler kind of stole it with his 9th final thought. The 5 openings, I believe, in Worcester, Massachusetts right now. A lot of promotions throughout the organization soon come. And that's all very exciting. I want to see TL up here in September.
Agreed. I'm with you. Jake's takes?
I just really appreciate you capping this one at an hour and a half. It was a long day for everybody, especially you, like your 8th show of the night. So, yeah, we really
that
all
is
needed
true.
That.
Where are we at?
1:30.
Oh, You almost had me. Dude. Clean 90.
Clean 90, yeah. Yeah, I did. I basically left my house after dinner.
It's not going to be a clean 800. Yep.
Did unobstructed views. Came home. Went to bed, woke up. Baseball is dead. Drove to Waltham, did baseball hour, did tied in the 8th during baseball hour.
An hour long tied in the 8th.
An hour tied in the 8th on top of baseball hour while driving home, then came home, did section 10. Then we're going to do baseball is dead tomorrow morning. So it's basically 2 straight days of being on a live mic. It's insane. I don't say things that like would horrify people. Like you have that much time in front of a live mic, you're bound to say something you shouldn't say. And like the middle of my weeks are more or less just spent in front of a fucking live microphone. Some of it actually live. That's just, speaks volumes to how awesome my brain is. So shout out to my brain, Steve.
I was just going to get a final thought in. Shout out to you, Jared, for your brain.
Thank you.
My final thought was just looking at the Red Sox records past the deadline the last 5 years, because I was curious how they did in those situations. Yeah. Last season, 22-34 post deadline. Wow. 2022, they went 26-32. In 21, they had an even 500 record of 29-29. In 2019, 25-29. You have to go all the way back to 2018 for the last time the Red Sox have had a winning record post-trade deadline at 33-21, which is awesome, but I just expected it to be better. I'm like, they lost 21 games after the deadline. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think these moves, like we mentioned earlier, put the Red Sox in position to have a chance at making the playoffs, and then that would mean have a chance at having an over 500 record the rest of the way, which they're going to need, likely, to pass the Royals.
Hey, my final thought, everyone enjoy your off day. Enjoy your off day. Go do something. What?
Me?
Tyler.
I didn't know. I didn't think you were actually going to come to me. Is this you coming to me?
He put his finger up.
No, you're done.
Oh. I sent my proof, my vindication to your DMs. I'm done.
You're done.
You're done, kid.
All right, you're exonerated.
Thank you.
My final thought, do something fun today. It's an off day. It's been stressful. It's been stressful to start the second half. It weighs on you if you're a 162 guy or a 162 girl. It weighs on you. So go spend time with your family, or a 162 gay.
Mm-hmm.
Go spend time with your family. Watch a movie. Go outside. Touch grass. Don't smoke crack.
Like Raffy.
That's all I got to say.
Only 5 off days left after this.
Jesus.
So like really do something.
Really just find it. Find that thing you love.
Do it
and
so
pursue
hard.
it and just
Coming
love
for
it.
you, Martha.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go spend some time with Martha. All right. We'll see you guys back here on what fucking day?
Sunday.
We'll see you then. Clean 90. Bye-bye.
Buenas noches, amigos.